Welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. My name is Kieran Stewart, and we have our usual panel on tonight. We are expecting Nathan Ellington on as well, but we also have Richie Bennett of Stockport County on. How you doing, Richie?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me.
Have your feet hit the ground since your FA Cup heroics? Since the glory days?
Well, it was a good game, to be fair. I'm sure the neutrals would have enjoyed it on telly. But yeah, it was a good game and good atmosphere around the ground and stuff. It was. I think the lads give a good account of themselves. I thought they were really good, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, you did really well. You even got a little shout out from Paul Scholes, but we'll get on to that in a second. I just want to introduce the rest of the team. We got Simon Power, as always. How you doing, Simon?
All right, everyone.
And we've got Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Good evening, everyone.
Steve, I'm expecting you to start doing this intro in Russian soon because your second appearance on Moscow's only English-speaking radio station, 105.3 Capital FM. You had your second stint there, Steve.
Yeah, it was good, and it's good giving our knowledge to the Russian people. And they've been a few of them been messaging me saying, thank you very much, and they're going to be watching the show tonight. So
very, very good.
Yeah,
and
good.
And as your knowledge of Fiorentina and Russian players been up since that radio call, have you upped it? Because I did hear you got asked a question on Russia and the Italian leagues, and you did pretty well to answer it. So
winged it, you could call it.
Mate, fake it till you make it.
As long as you got the when you that Russian guy, we had that funny chat afterwards backstage, didn't we? But thank God they came to you with that one.
Yeah, no. As long as you believe it yourself, then everyone else will believe it, and then you go from there.
Exactly.
All right, everyone, make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to get this in early because so far we've got 40 people watching already. All right, make sure you hit the like button. I want to see at least 40 likes. And come on, I know some of these people that are watching now ain't subscribers, so press that button. I'm sick and tired of you. I'm not. Thanks for the support. But make sure you press the subscribe button and make sure.
I was going to bring them in.
Of course. Yeah, well, you know what I'm like. I'm moody sometimes. All right. Let's get to it. It's FA Cup week. We've just seen an absolute thriller of a game. 3-2. Man United got the win. Quality goal by Bruno Fernandes to win it. Richie, did you see the game?
No, I was dropping my life, so I was gutted I missed the game, but I'll watch the highlights tonight.
Oh, mate, you missed a good one, man.
Don't tell me. Yeah.
All right. It was a good one. Cover your ears now. All right, Steve. Good game, weren't it?
It was an excellent game, weren't it? It was what you wanted, weren't it? On a Sunday afternoon, while you're eating your Sunday roast, and you're watching that. It was a fantastic football matches. Two top sides battling it out. Playing some great football. And Fernandes comes up at the end with what you must say was an absolutely world-class goal with a world-class free kick. Rashford, the same. Incredible performance of Marcus Rashford. They're clicking. They're really clicking now.
Yeah.
What it sort of reminded me of was that Liverpool last season, where they used to play sides, and no matter what the other sides did, Liverpool came back at them, and that's what Man United are doing. They would, whatever they was hitting, whatever Liverpool were going at Man United with, Manchester United were just hitting back. Let's go up and score a goal. We need one now. No messing about. And Pogba, Pogba's back to world class again.
Yeah,
just hope he stays there, kid.
He's being a bit more consistent now, isn't he? So, yeah, and I think that's what everyone wants to see. They want to see good players play well, no matter what. Massive stark contrast to the 0-0 we saw previously, wasn't it, Si? A lot different, a lot more free flowing, a lot more attacking.
Yeah,
big difference, yeah.
Yeah, big difference. I actually preferred both lineups.
Yeah.
Because I saw both lineups and I went, "Oh, United will get at that." And then I saw United's defence and it was, "Oh, Liverpool will get at that." Should be a good game, this. Because you just saw both defences and they weren't that good on paper. And even in the game, they weren't that good defensively. Both teams were shocking defensively. That's why it was so good. But Liverpool did all right. They're still lacking for me at centre-back role. And then I thought Robertson was good. Absolutely in stitches. When he looked like he leaned over to to Greenwood. And now I've seen on Twitter that he actually tried shouting at him to put him off, but you could clearly see him leaning over to when he was taking the shot, trying to put him off.
Yeah,
you could see that on. You could see it on telly, and I was wondering what's he doing there? Idiot, just scored. And now I've seen what he was trying to do, and it was hilarious.
Myself, when I'm playing, if a striker goes round me and he shoots or anything, I'm doing anything I can. I'll shout, I'll scream, I'll do whatever. It's never over until he puts it in the back of the net. So little small minor margins. If they can put a striker off of scoring a goal, then you do it.
One thing I will say though, with Bruno Fernandes's free kick, I wasn't impressed with the free kick as I was with Pogba, because they must have practiced that in training. Yeah, Pogba stood right in front of Alisson.
Yeah,
and then he ducked at the last minute, and Alisson didn't have a clue.
Yeah, you see him do that. If they do that, I think that was one they have practiced. That was good. Richie, we'll get on to the FA Cup game with you and West Ham. I mean, it was a lot tighter than many may have thought. A 1-0 win to West Ham. The boys must have been disappointed, but still on the other side, still quite proud of what they've done in the game.
Yeah, I think so. I know I put a tweet out after the game and to Declan Rice and had a bit of banter with him, but I said that on the tweet that we should have won. I think that's a bit out there. We probably should have won, but I think when we look at it as a whole, to go that far to the 83rd minute, I think it was, and we just thought we could keep them going, and thought extra time maybe we'd have a chance. But like you said, it's them 1% you were just talking about. It's that one free kick that they did short, quick, and we weren't set up for it, and he's whipped it in, and Dawson's running into the box 20 yards, and he just comes flying in and scores a good header, and it's that 1% that we switched off, and it cost us. And we were gutted. We were gutted because we thought we deserved something. I don't know, in terms of extra time and the fans at home. We just wanted to keep them that little bit of hope, and the longer it went on, the more hopeful they got, and just kept going and kept biting. We knew we'd get a chance, whether that be a break or whatever. We knew we'd just get one little chance or a shot. And I think that we did the fans and the club proud that all the boys did, to be fair.
Yeah, and then when you came on, I bet you was thinking, this I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for these opportunities. Yeah. And they were quite. I was watching from when you came on. We had our eyes on you, so. And you was making your opportunities, you was making your chances, and it just weren't quite falling. And I think you had a shot which was blocked as well. It's just, you must have thought the summit was coming, but it just didn't quite come in the end.
Yeah, I mean the pitch was getting bad, and it got to about 20, 30 minutes, to about the 60 minutes in, 70 minutes in, and it was starting to get really sticky. The ball weren't bouncing; it was just getting caught under your feet, and some of the corner were really held up, and I think it was helping us at first, but then it got to a point where it was just it wasn't helping anyone, that pitch. And I think I went through with Dawson there, and I've nicked it off him, and I've tried to go through, and the ball's just completely stopped, and it's like,
you needed that. You needed to use your pace.
Yeah. I'd have liked to. I know I ain't got much pace, but whatever I had, I could have probably used to try and have a shot.
You'd have found some if that was going to go through, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it just one of them that it just wasn't happening for the last 5-10 minutes. Like you said, shots were blocked. But yeah, it was just one of them.
Yeah. Did you manage to get any souvenirs, any shirts, any socks, anything?
Well, it was hard because of COVID and all that's happening at the minute. They wouldn't allow us to swap shirts, so it was a bit of a tricky one. But they did leave all the shirts at the ground. But obviously, with me not starting that game, I thought I'll get the starting 11 deserved a shirt there each, and we got our shirts. Obviously, we kept and with the embroidery and stuff. So. Yeah, I got a few little bits and got the FA Cup ball we use and stuff. Just little bits that I can pick up along the way.
Oh, that's quality, man. It's definitely going to be a day that you won't forget. And do you feel like it will help you push on in the season as well? Do you feel like you still got that buzz?
Yeah, I think our main objective from the start of the season was to go and win the league or get in the playoffs. So the FA Cup run was good and. It was good to take our mind, a bit refreshing around the place. But in terms of getting our heads down, we our main objective, like I said, was to get in the playoffs and try and get us promoted. So I didn't think it changed anything in that respect.
Oh, that's good. But so how are you getting on in the league this season? And whereabouts you now?
With
up there, aren't you?
We're up there. But it's a tough league conference. Only one goes up automatically, obviously, and Torquay are on that run where they just keep winning. No one's stopping them at the minute. All we can do is just keep about ourselves and just keep in that pack, really. I think when Stockport got promoted last year, there was mid-table come halfway through the season. They still got promoted, so. Yeah, we're not going to give up. We'll keep going. And you never know what happens, as long as we just keep concentrating on ourselves, and that's all we can do.
Yeah, it's tough against those teams that have come down from the league as well. So because they've got the money, they've got the players that have already been at league football as well. So, but you boys seem to be doing well. I'm going to ask you. Go on, Steve.
No, I was just going to say he was saying that when he. About the shirts and the bits and pieces, and the first 11 deserved to get them, but not just because he's sitting in front of me, but when he come on, for me, the game changed, Richie. When you come on, it did. All of a sudden, Stockport had you up front. You had that. This seemed to have that focal point. They had players doing a lot. Was going on underneath some lovely passes. I was really impressed with the football you play. But there was that one thing missing up front. But when you came on, it changed. And was you aware of what Paul Scholes says about you? Was you aware of that?
Only when my mum sent me the video afterwards. That was when she was saying, "Look, Paul Scholes was saying this about you." So I was like, "Oh, right," and I had a listen. And I thought, "Oh yeah, he said a few good words about me." But yeah, I mean, it's tough. Whoever starts a game, it's always hard, isn't it? When you start a game, it's always different to how it ends. Yeah, it's gonna open up in the last 20 minutes when it's 0-0. But I thought Alex Reid worked his socks off. He didn't really get much because they kept it tight, and it's tough for Alex Reid. Maybe that's not his actual game. Is to be up there as that long striker. I think he needs to
a bit more pace, isn't he?
Yeah. But I thought he worked really hard, and then it's up to whoever comes on to come and do the job and finish it off. But all I was thinking was that come on and work for them 30 minutes I was on and do 90 minutes running in them 30 minutes and try and affect the game.
You certainly did that.
That's a very good attitude for anyone that's coming on. Work that 90 in the time that you're on. I've not heard that, so I'm still.
Then the game's over, Richard. Then the game's over. And like on the, I mean, you could, if you would have won the game, no one could have said you didn't deserve to win. It was one of them games. If you would have won 1-0, you would have totally deserved to have won 1-0. But now the game's over. Now it's finished. It seems to me with the other games that we've been seeing from like the lower league clubs, it seems that there's the gap is now really sort of closing. Do you feel there's a bigger gap? The gap now between the Conference Premier and the league clubs is big?
I think it's getting closer, like I said. I think it's definitely getting, the teams that are in the conference could probably make that step up to League Two. There's not much difference between Conference, League Two, and League One. Obviously, the top half of the table League One probably could go into the champ, but I mean, lower League One and League Two and Conference is probably not much difference. It's tough. It's tough to get out of any of the divisions, but it's like people think you're dropping down out of the Football League, but I don't think it's like that at all. I think it's a good test. I think it's harder to get from the Conference to League Two. And the stand's still very high. If you go and watch a conference game, it's still probably just as good as watching as a league game.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Stockport. Very impressed with the way they played. Very impressed.
Yeah, as you was go on, sir.
Oh, so I was going to say, when it was half time, did you have what did you talk about in the dressing room between you as players? Did any of you look at each other and go, I'm struggling with this guy, me, because obviously he's like Premier League player. Did any of you look and go, God, he's a bloody handful, him? I mean, like Antonio or anyone like that?
Yeah, well, I was getting warmed up at half time, but I was walking in with the lads and I was saying, listen, there's not much difference. There's just them 1% that we're talking about before, because I was speaking to Hinchy, the young lad who made his debut against West Ham. He's a quality player, and I think he was a bit quiet, was a bit nervous. Obviously, you would be. I would be at 18. And I said, Hinchy, they're only human. They might be in the Premiership, but they're not. They're them 1% that a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, but they're nothing special. They had a little bit of luck, extra training. There's nothing to be afraid of. And he went out and then he came on, and I thought he did absolutely class for a young lad to come on and do that. So I don't think there was. I think there was better in different ways, more patient, better on the ball, kept the ball better. But I think we kept them minimal, didn't give them any clear chances. We was quite comfortable in what we were doing. We knew what we were set up. We knew how we was going to score and break. So I thought we kept their chances down, and we kept to our game plan all the way. To be fair, yeah.
Yeah, because we had our guy. Is it Roshan? Yeah. When I sent him a message about towards end of game, they'd not scored yet, and I went, "Oh, still 0-0." Thought you said it were going to be easy. He was sweating. So he was like, he coming on saying it should be. I'm expecting a good game. It should be an easy game, and I'm like, it's FA Cup. It's never easy. It's never easy in FA Cup.
Yes.
And the fact you were saying there's that 1% in. There's that 1%. They're not like any different to us.
It's like you're saying with that 1%. I mean, with the Cheltenham versus Man City game last night, and they took the 1-0 lead. There was like it felt like there was about 5 minutes left, and they were going to do it. All of a sudden, it's 3-1, and it was that. It was like they're pushed. They've given everything up until like the 65th minute. And then it just sort of drained out of them. And then once they got that one goal, it was just like hitting a brick wall after that. But like you said, that 1% can make a big difference. And I mean, if you would have got that goal, if you would have got a goal, you may have been able to hold it because it was like you said, it was a lapse in concentration that cost it for you. But the rest was there.
Did the pitch help you? Go on, mate.
No, I know. I was going to say. I remember when I played for Northwich Victoria, and we had Jim Gannon, the gaffer there was Jim Gannon, and we were playing Northampton, which was the same that Stockport to West Ham was at the time, and this was going back 6 years, and we was the massive underdogs there. I think it was in the Evo Stick North then, and we were 2-0 up there, 82 minutes. And we took a couple of players off, obviously, because we would give it everything, and they actually scored 3 in the space of 7 minutes, and it was that feeling of absolutely gutted, and like you said, like then 1% of that, there must have been 3% there because we had 3 goals in the space of like 6 minutes. Honestly, it was a joke.
Where did it come from?
I couldn't believe it, but like you said, it's them small margins that's why the gap is, because obviously they were full time at the time and we were part time, and it's just them last 10 minutes where, like the same for Cheltenham and City, it's them last 10 minutes where they're probably still sharp, still fit, concentration levels are still high, and they go and get a couple of goals.
Yes, that pitch was cutting up quite a bit, weren't it?
It was.
That pitch was cutting up quite a bit. I mean, was that something you was pleased with, or was that something that you thought sort of knocks you back a bit?
Yeah, I was mentioning this before. I think it got to a stage where it was helping us for quite a lot of the game. But it's probably done us a favour with the pitch being so heavy, and then it got to the last 10 minutes and it was started to get too cut up and too wet. So it probably went against us a little bit. But like they had to play the conditions and they played it well. And like I said, they went and made a quick set piece and probably off the cuff, and Rice has put a ball in and Dawson has scored a brilliant header. So yeah,
there wasn't nothing
because Premier League clubs, they don't like it when they play on pitches that are like cut up and muddy, and they're not used to it. They're used to perfect AstroTurf and perfect cut grass. If you get what I mean, it's a real shock when they try pinging a ball. When they try pinning a ball and it don't work right because it's not as smooth, and then they don't know what to do. You see it loads of times.
Yeah, I think the players that like Antonio would have been there, seen it, and done it. Been at some a lot rougher grounds than Stockport, so that would have been a nice bit of grounding for him. Do you think that you were saying you was at Northwich, so you've been non-league as well? So do you think that that's helped you with, like, I mean, you said you gave advice to the young guy earlier. Do you think that will help you in your career as well?
Yeah, definitely. Like when I was at Oldham as a youngster, and it was just before the YT I got released, and sort of went and got a job. I had my little lad at the time, so I had to go out and go get a job, do it the hard way, and play football for fun. And then obviously slowly got back into it, started playing for the local teams at Mosley and Curzon Ashton, and then slowly built. Good teams, and I really enjoyed my time there, and that's what they helped me develop, and ended up getting a full-time contract, our own, getting me out of a job, and then getting my head down and getting where I want to be now. But yeah, it's been tough, and the grounds like Northwich at the time, they didn't have their own ground. It was cold showers after the game when you filthy. Yeah. all that sort of stuff. When I actually signed, that's it. When I actually signed for Carlisle, then and you've got like a lovely pitch, training ground, facilities. You just always remember when you think like, oh, you're having a bad day. You think, actually, remember when I was playing semi-pro and I was travelling to Kings Lynn and then up at 6 for work and getting in a cold shower. It's like, you've got it good compared to
what are they like? What are they like, Richie? The actual facilities now in the Conference Premier. I mean, Stockport to me looked like they had a lovely ground, with a lovely pitch, and or is there teams in there that still need a lot of help?
We're fortunate. We've just had the Mark Stock takeover us, so we're at Carrington. They've got all their own facilities there, which is probably like top League One facilities, own gym, 2 pitches, everything we need there. We're quite lucky. We've got a canteen and little lounge, players lounge and stuff, so we've got it really good. But yeah, I think all the facilities, to be fair, in all the teams are quite up there, to be fair.
Which is the team now that West Ham won in this round, which were 2-0? I can't remember.
Doncaster.
That's it.
3-3. It was 3-0. But it was like what I just asked Richie just now. I mean, you go through the non-league sides, and they've all stood up, against the Premier League sides and the league sides, and that was the big question when I said, like, is it, are they sort of getting closer? And it must be good for the players, Richie. I mean, they must look. I mean, I'm sure whether you managers or I'm sure you can say that that a lot of players now can look at playing for the league sides again. Is that something you're looking to do?
Well, yeah, that's what got my move from probably Northwich with Jim Gann and the gaffer, and probably a move over because I scored a goal against Northampton there, and we had a good FA Cup run, so it sort of got my name out there into the papers, around. So yeah, I think the FA Cup run has always been good to me. I was lucky enough to play at the Etihad, and I didn't manage to come up Port Vale there, and I was good. But yeah, that's why I was happy to get on against West Ham. It just doesn't seem to be my luck the last couple of cup draws to get a start, or for whatever. They like a bit more defensively, not play two strikers. Obviously, when you're playing the bigger teams, it's just one of them things.
Yeah, I think you say it's not your luck, but I think when you came on, you made a difference enough for people to probably look and think, I'll be keeping an eye on this fella. I mean, if I was a scout, I'd have watched that game and seen you come on, and then thought this geezer's worth looking at because your stature, what you did when you came on. So yeah, I definitely, I wouldn't take them comments that Paul Scholes said with a pinch of salt. He was definitely being genuine when he said that. What player was you most impressed with for the West Ham team when you saw him play?
Yeah, I think Rice was good, just tidy in everything he did and consistent. You know, he was always. It was the way that he not only attacked and got the ball and kept the ball and recycled it. It was when we broke and Reed was getting at him 1v1, his recovery room to get back and clean side off so that he could aggressively take the ball off him or show him out to the line. But yeah, that was just constant the whole game. It was his recovery run, and Noble was the same on both sides. Their recovery runs was like, you have to see. I know you're on telly, obviously you notice it, but when you're actually seeing it live and the effort that they're putting in, and they don't stop literally getting in good positions, running off base, checking. It was good to watch him, and Antonio, how strong he is. Didn't really give the ball away at all. I was impressed with
sometimes it ain't all about doing through balls or beating three players. Sometimes
good luck doing a through ball on that pitch when it was getting boggy.
But like with players like Noble and Rice, just like which you just said, it's about their positioning and being in the right place at the right time. And a lot of people, unless you're seeing it live, like Richie just said, you won't notice it because all you're waiting for is the 40-yard ball in the top of the net or the something flashy. But these players have got something special.
He was always available and Noble. That's the thing, that when the centre halves had it, there was both in. You're thinking, how can they pick up that much space? Surely someone's got to be on them, but that's just because of their movement and their intelligence of where to be. I think I had to drop in a couple of times, and I'm on Declan Rice on side, following him at a right back position, and then I'm after tracking him, and he's making a forward run on it near my centre half. It's just like, and I'm like thinking, what?
It's relentless.
I'm supposed to track that run. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And then I'm supposed to be up at the other end of the pitch.
Is there a difference in fitness? Is the fitness a difference? Is their fitness? Was it different from your fitness?
I mean, it's hard to judge when I come on for about 30 minutes. But I mean, I was knackered at the end of that. But I think the lads, to be fair, matched them to a point. I thought the fitness wise of our lads was up there with them.
Yeah. It was definitely there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We've got a friend of ours who's just signed for Weymouth. So
right.
You may be marking him.
Yeah, well, they beat us. They beat us, so we owe them one actually. Yeah.
Oh, did they? Oh, God.
Yeah, Joan Luque. We broke the news on deadline day. He was on the channel. He didn't have a team yet, and then we broke the news that he got a team on deadline day, and he's just got a new team now.
Yeah,
Nathan Ellington is joining us. How you doing, Nathan?
Good evening. You know I'm good.
I know you're good. I know you're good, yeah, because Man United were involved in an epic battle against Liverpool where they won 3-2. You're a happy man, yeah?
Very, very happy. Very happy.
No, he's shattered.
No, we actually was the better team today overall. Unlike last week, we weren't the better team, but we had the better chances last week. But this week, we're the better team. We had control of most of the game, first half for sure. Then we got obviously back ahead again, and then got that lucky. Well, I wouldn't say lucky, but
mate, it's a quality free kick.
I don't know what Ian Wright's talking about, saying it's not a foul. He got kneed. Cavani got taken down with a knee at the back.
Of course, it's a foul. It's easily a foul.
Exactly. And then we obviously Bruno masterclass free kick. So
yeah, that free kick was magic. Yeah, no.
Did you think was man at match?
To be fair, you know what? It's a tough one, but I didn't think Pogba should have been man at match because I felt Shaw did really well again.
Yeah.
I thought Luke Shaw was brilliant going down that wing.
I don't know how long now. He's picked up his game massively since Telles has come.
Telles.
And then how to overlap and go, listen, you need more fitness, lad. And now he just got it and he's staying ahead. He's on his toes.
Do you know what? I actually saw something on a coach that used to coach Luke Shaw, and they said he's one of the most talented players they've had at Southampton. His problem was his diet. I mean, he never used to take his diet seriously. He didn't take his because his talent was there. He played off of that, and everyone knew that he was that good. When he got to Man United, it was like a bit of a culture shock, and you've not had that in your game. And it seems like over the last season or so, it started to touch home. And when they bring in another left back as good as Telles, that's a real wake up call.
I'm just happy we got two good defenders now at left back. I think that's what Ollie's doing now, isn't he? Last year we had that first 11 and then we couldn't look to anyone. Mm-hmm. Now we've got that 11 and we got pretty much nearly, I'd say 7 more players that you can say you can throw them in and they're going to do a job. So I'm really happy the way things are going, to be fair, and I'm just really excited to see who I call Black Messi, as of course.
Diallo.
So, yeah.
I thought it might have been in this game. I was looking forward to seeing him, and then I saw the team, and I went, what they're saving him for? What fixtures have they got next?
Nah, he just needs embedding in a bit more. I heard he's been absolutely on fire in training.
Really?
Everyone's like, wow, what's this guy doing?
He's an absolute talent. So, yeah. He's really good.
I know how good he is. I watched him when he was at Atalanta. And if you watch some of his youth games, there's a reason why he was put into the first team at such a young age, because he was just one of them players in the youth level. He was just taking the mick out of people. He was just chops and cutting them up and just taking it around everyone. He was such a good player to watch. And then when he played for the first team, he carried that on. It was like, oh my word, this kid is serious. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing him.
He's got reporters and agents all over saying, Man United, you have got yourself an absolute monster.
Yeah, and there's no need to even bother with Jadon Sancho anymore.
That's
in my eyes.
What I was saying, yeah. They
didn't really
need to worry about him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
one thing.
It's nice to see you, Richie.
Hey,
you all right?
You all right? How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah,
mate. Not too bad.
Yeah, we was just saying earlier about Richie getting shout outs from Paul Scholes.
Love that.
Decent. Got me buzzing about that.
Not
one thing
I like.
One of the things I noticed earlier about Man United is when they're going forward, they look like they can score every time. It's scary every time they go forward.
Well, this is it now. I think like before when I was saying that we don't look like we have a way of playing, we finally do now. We look like we know what we're doing. Everyone knows where they're popping the ball, where to be. I think they just probably needed quite a bit more training and to play together. And now I'm seeing that we can do it. We can actually do it. And we got enough to be consistent in the league. Obviously, we'd have to beat the big teams again this time round because we didn't really beat. We obviously got battered by Tottenham. Arsenal beat us. City have now, obviously, did they beat us in the league? Was that the league game? Yeah,
no, it was the League Cup as well.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So we have to beat the big teams this second half of the season to start. I think if we do, we will probably win the league with the way things get going.
Yeah, you probably will.
Yeah, but City, for me, I think City are the favourites right now, but United are probably second right now.
As long as City keep playing with no striker, that's the thing that's I think is holding them back. And where Pep's latest comment saying he feels like they could do it without a striker is I think that's madness.
One thing I will say about Ollie as well, even though Bruno didn't play today, they still played the same way. Pogba, you just took Bruno out and you put Pogba there instead. And he was doing exactly the same thing as what Bruno does.
Yeah. I think Van der Beek did quite well with, just keeping it moving. Just as it was going to get cut out, he just move it on. And it was nice because it opened up things. So it wasn't doing anything special, but he just keeps the ball moving and keeps it ticking, and then you end up with something happening. Whereas if he's not playing and you've got Fred and McTominay, sometimes it's getting cut out, then they're going on the attack. But that's why I like what Van der Beek does, to be fair. So I think he's got a in the team.
I got quite annoyed with Van der Beek when he were going through on goal, and then I will say dive, like basically dive. And I thought, you don't need to do that, Donny. You're trying to prove a point.
That time with the keeper. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like, it's clearly, you're not going to get the ball. You know you're not, and you've gone down pretending you're injured. And it's like, get up.
A little bit. You got a little touch, so we thought he might as well try and make the most of that. And I would.
Yeah, I would.
Me, but
no, I would.
But everyone else would.
What did you reckon to Fred's not injury, but that challenge? Because I thought that were quite studs up a little bit.
I thought it might have been a red in the end because you've seen things like that happen, but I thought it's worth a yellow because that's what happened with Shaw the week before against Burnley. He won the ball, then he got his foot, and he still got a yellow card. So that's how it's going to be these days. Yellow card.
Yes,
it's
same
so
as Rashford.
Inconsistent. It's so inconsistent.
Rashford went straight onto bricks.
Yeah. The magic wall at Old Trafford. It's a bit of a mad one. How you doing, Elliot? Just like to welcome Elliot Newby from Chorley Town. How have you been?
Hi, Ben. Are you all right?
Yeah, all right, Noobs. How are you doing?
All right.
Oh, know each other, yeah?
Yeah. Football
very good. Have your feet hit the ground yet after what is two top quality FA Cup games you boys played?
Just about. I think I don't think it's really fully settled in sort of what we've done really, but obviously we've just had to have so many sort of people watching and so many games on TV in a row. It's been brilliant. It's been amazing, really.
Yeah, and I mean, you done yourselves proud. Only a 1-0 loss to what was actually a very strong Wolves team.
Yeah, I was surprised actually how many big names he put out really. But yeah, just playing against players like that and just seeing how good they are really up close was just amazing. And I think we sort of held our own. Really, I think we if we won, I don't think anyone would be able to say anything really.
Do you feel like you could have got something from that? Don't you?
Yeah,
definitely. I could feel it in the voice.
Yeah. We're disappointed. Like I know we're playing against a Prem team and all that, and no one probably gives us a chance before the game. But if you watch the game back and the amount of chances we had and stuff, we had as many chances as them, if not more. And we probably had the clearer chance in the game.
Yeah,
crazy, isn't it? That level can do that to a Premiership team. It's crazy, isn't it? So
yeah, we was just saying earlier about the Cheltenham game with Man City when they took the lead as well. Because Alfie comes from around my way, so I was going mad, and all my mates were ringing up and sending messages, and we're like, "Oh, Alfie scored!" So we were going crazy, and then it was like, "Will this be the biggest upset in FA Cup history?" We're like, "Yeah!" And then literally a second later, Man City scored, and it was like, "Yeah, okay."
No, mine was the biggest. Mine was the biggest, still is at the moment. So
go on. What was that one, Nathan?
Well, we was League 2. I was at Bristol Rovers, and we beat Derby in the Premiership. So 3-1 at their ground. So it's the lowest team to beat the highest team in the cup. I don't think there's any other team lower than that's beaten a Premiership team. So hat-trick as well. Pretty happy with that.
Yeah. What was your record, Nathan? Nathan, what was your record? What was your record?
Oh, FA Cup record. It went bad.
What was it, like 15 goals in 13 games or something like that? Or 17 in 15 or something like that.
Something like that, you know.
Not bad.
Something like that,
I'd say.
Well, hold it a minute. Let me think about this one.
Elliot, your team beat Derby as well, didn't they? 2-0, wasn't it, in the first leg in that round as well? I know they. How did it feel to be out of nowhere the favourites for that game as well? Because I didn't know anything about Derby's team with COVID, and they'd lost a lot of their players. So when I saw that Chorley was the favourites, I was like, well, I know Derby have just lost Philip Cocker as their manager, but what's happening here? But then they said that COVID had hit and they were playing some youngsters, but still, you've still got to beat the youngsters. Like, you've still got to do a job out there.
That's still good going, I'm telling you.
I think it's probably the first and last time a Conference North team would ever be favourites again. I think, just obviously the way it happened with everything that's going on. Obviously, it was a stroke of luck, but obviously we still had to get the job done. We could have easily lost to them and still got quality players, still full-time professionals. So we still had to do the job really, and we just sort of played to our strengths really, which was like obviously make it a bit more of a physical game, which they're probably not used to, and obviously just worked in the end, and we got the win.
But I think it was one that was pressure. I remember the press that you put on them kids, and because they were always going to try and play it out. You made sure you put the pressure on, and you led them to make mistakes. So it was more than just being physical. Because I've been there in them games where like, okay, we're playing kids, let's just bully them, and then the kids just pass it round you. And after about 60 minutes, you're breathing out of every hole in your body. So it's not just about trying to bully. You've got to be smarter with it. So you did well.
Yeah, I think when you go to clubs, when you go away games in the cup, I was mentioning this the other day. For players who are playing in the higher leagues, you go into away games, you don't want to go and play in them games. Like the stadiums are not so good, the pitch is bobbly. Then you got a team like on some kind of steroids, like in terms of
coming out with like no neck.
Told Elliot watching the juiced up Iwobi going up and down the flank.
So it's tough, man. It's tough to have to really produce and put the harder work in than the team that's never played a bigger team, or maybe not often. They're going really at it. So hats off to you to beat them, and that's what they struggled with.
Do you think?
I was impressed with that.
Sorry.
No, so when I was watching it, I thought actually, you know what, they're going for it, and I respect them for that, because you could just easily sat off them and just sort of keep it tight. But I thought actually after watching it within the first 5 minutes, you had 3 shots on target, and I thought, go on then, have a little go.
Yeah, I think obviously.
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you think it would have been a different situation if fans were in the stadium? Because ironically, this could have been a preview. Because you would have probably, if you'd beaten West Ham, you probably would have beaten Doncaster, and then you would have had Man United at Old Trafford. And you would have had Arsenal, obviously, if we'd beaten Southampton. That's just mental for the FA Cup. Yeah. That would have done the channel so good as well.
Yeah, sorry about
that. Thanks for telling us all that, mate.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
I'm brilliant. Elliot, to just start, the same question I asked Richie against Wolves. I mean, we all see the game, and you could have easily come away with a win, and no one could have said you didn't deserve it on the day. So, after you come off, how close do you feel now that we're just as good as you?
Well, I don't think anyone had claimed that.
Or did you feel closer to them? Did you feel better? No, that was probably the wrong word. Did you feel like, hold on a minute, we're not as low as we thought we was?
I think some people probably Richie will probably say the same, probably from his game against West Ham. I did watch that as well. And just sort of probably people give like disrespect to teams that are non-league teams. Just going into games like that, saying you've got no chance at all when really, especially at home, when the conditions are sort of in your favour, you can always work on something that can help you win. And if you stick to your game plan, and everyone knows that non-league teams up the game massively when they're playing against a team that's higher, you can always have chances. And it's probably about having that bit of luck as well. Probably Stockport and us could have probably gone through if we'd have maybe just had a little bit of luck in them games.
I think, to be fair, I think it's the belief thing as well, Newby. Like, you about believing that you could think actually we could take them here.
Yeah, definitely. You can't go into games like that thinking we're going to get hammered here. Like we're playing against this player, that player. You just got to think, take it as a normal game, but obviously be aware of what they can do. And then kind of just believe in what the manager said in terms of like a plan that he's put forward. And if we knew we fully believed in that and played to our capabilities, then we'd always have kind of an outside chance. But I think that's a massive thing is the belief. I mean, and as you were saying there, it's silly for people to disrespect these non-league teams, because I mean, the non-league in this country is the best in the world, I'd say, because players from league clubs, ex-professionals or pros, play at non-league level. I mean, you was at Bolton as a youth player, Elliot, wasn't you? And you played with Rob Holding. So
okay, Rob Holding's gone that direction, you've gone yours, but you can't say that you're not far off of going League Two or playing League One as well. So it's a silly misconception.
Yeah, I think you do find a lot of good quality players in non-league. Obviously, at the moment, a lot of teams in the National League, even in our league in the National North, are going like professional training full time, offering a lot better money. So you've got people that are playing at our level that are still making a living out of the game and that have still got aspirations to play higher. It's not just people that go to work in the day and then play a bit of football of an evening, training of an evening. It's not like that really anymore. It's getting a lot more professional. Even as far down as our league, you see a lot of teams that are full time, like Filed in our league, are full time. They'll train every day. They've probably thrown a bit of money at it. Even us now, we sort of train. We train 3 times a week, so we put a Monday session in as well. Just because that's the way the league's going, you've kind of got to be prepared, and if you can get that extra day in where people can train, it does tend to give you an advantage, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, if you put in that extra day, that could be the difference between you going up a league as well. So it might seem like a bit of a slog on that day, but once you start making it professional, I mean, that's the end goal. I asked Richie the same question. What player was you most impressed with that you played against for Wolves?
Well, obviously they had a lot of quality players. But for me personally, obviously I played as a midfielder. So João Martinho was in there. He's he's just quality on the ball. It just felt like he couldn't really get near him. Just moving it really fast, sort of just gets it and gives it. Not like he was going to give the ball away. We could probably keep it off us in like a post box. You know what I mean? He's not going to didn't give us a chance, but. Then Donker, who was playing midfield as well, he really surprised me, just like the size of him and the speed and strength. Felt like he was about 3 times as tall as me, and when he set off and made a forward running out to follow him, I was kind of thinking, not again, I can't even. So I felt like he was like a horse, and I was trying to keep up with him. I think that's what surprised me probably most about especially playing Wolves, was just the power, speed. Not necessarily anything technically, because we need to be good technically, but probably the speed and the power and the strength of the players was what stood out for me really for them.
Yeah, such an organised team. I mean, I've seen my team Arsenal struggle against Wolves and lose 1-0 as well. So, I mean, you've done an excellent job in that one there.
Yeah. You've got a brother as well, with you, Elliot, plays for Rochdale. Is that right? You got a brother who plays for Rochdale?
Yeah, my twin brother. He was at Chorley with me for the last sort of 2 years. We've played together quite a lot, and then in the summer he sort of held out for a move, and he'd done quite well for us at Chorley last year, even though we didn't have a great season. He scored a few goals and managed to get a move to Rochdale, and he's done quite well. He's playing regularly there, and it just kind of proves that there is players at our level that if they give him the right opportunity, can step up. And then he's playing week in, week out in League One, and he's said to me he's not too different from how he felt in the conference in the Conference North.
Yeah, like that's where I was going with it, because when I knew with the question about whether there was a difference, you
know what, I found that the difference. I played in every league, like going up from like conference and below, rival Premier it was called before, and what I noticed the difference was mistakes that are happening. Very less, like the higher you go, less mistakes, and it's just like the touch and technique and the finishing is a lot better. So that's the difference. The higher you go, the organisation is just getting a bit better, less mistakes, and that's where it is. So and go on.
Yeah, I was going to say that surely would come with like being more preparation, more practice. So obviously you're saying you're putting in 3 days, that's going to make a difference. Once you get pro, it's 5 days or 6 days a week, whatever it is, and then it's more consistent. So, and that's what it will be as well. That's definitely going to take you up that next step.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think obviously for us this year, putting that extra day in has definitely helped us with things. Even sort of when you've got a game on a Tuesday night and you manage to get that training session on a Monday, and you can sort of organise and see have a look at the opposition and what they're going to do, and kind of it just gets people in sort of a bit better mindset before the game. If you're just going in from the weekend and then to a Tuesday night is a bit of a big gap, and it definitely does help with the extra training session.
Do you think this will kick on your season, help you push Where are you in the league? Are you pushing for promotion? Pushing for something? Yes, you're ninth in the league. Do you think this will help you push on?
Yeah, the cup runs helped us massive because we started the season really poorly. We lost our first 4 games.
Really?
And we were kind of thinking, what's going on here? Because we had quite a decent team. I thought we were going to do all right, and then suddenly we're bottom of the table without a point. And you're thinking, oh, hang on a sec, what's going on here?
Oh dear.
And then I think we played Wigan in the first round of the FA Cup, managed to come back from 2-0 down, beat them 3-2, and that sort of just catapulted our season really. And we went something like 10, 11, 12 games unbeaten from that. I think we've only lost 1 or 2 games since we played Wigan. So it's just kind of pushed us on really well. But obviously recently, just last week, it's been announced that our league's been suspended.
Suspended,
for 2
yeah.
weeks. So it's just quite frustrating that, to be honest. It felt like we
Do they think it's going to be 2 weeks? Do they think it's going to be more? Is that? Do you have an idea of how long?
I've not really heard much at the moment. Like, you lads are carrying on, aren't you, in the conference?
Yeah.
In the moment.
That's still in show. I think they're doing that in another week or 2.
Yeah. It's obviously just a bit annoying, but I've not really heard anything. I know it's down to the money side of it rather than anything else. Because I think the
fans, isn't it, and all of that. It's hard for the clubs to sort anything out. To be fair.
Yeah, without fans, obviously, at this level, the fans are massive for just that sort of weekly income for the clubs. It's massive, and without that,
back to the what's name, Elliot. How much did you enjoy the Fury that was going around Chorley? I bet you loved it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, just doing things in like the media and stuff like that. It's just new, isn't it? It's interesting. We've never had this much spotlight in our lives, to be honest, and just having so much people interested in what we're doing. I've had people from Brazil and stuff message me on Twitter and say,
"Oh, right,
I'm a fan now and stuff." And it's just crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll get that charity single with Adele, mate.
Looks like Stockport are doing pretty well as well, aren't they? Because they got a few games in hand. Could go second if they win them all.
Yeah.
So,
We just need to talk here flying allowed. We can't get near them, but they just seem to be. I think you can tell, can't you, when it's someone's season and they're scoring the 93rd minute, and next week they're scoring the 94th minute. Then it's everything is just going for them this year.
Yeah.
But like I said, all we can do is just concentrate on ourselves and keep doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
How frustrating is it with the stop-start and league suspensions? It must really derail your season.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. It started at the start of the season, really, because our league didn't start till I think it was into October before our league started, because they were holding off to get some supporters in. So it ended up starting late anyway. And then obviously they announced they weren't getting supporters, and the government, I think, put forward a grant to the clubs which enabled the season to start. And then now we've got the season going. I think we're about halfway through the league fixtures. And then they've said again it's stopped again, so it is quite annoying, to be honest.
It's the fitness side, isn't it? How are you going to keep the fitness if they want you off for that amount of time? And it's like pre-season all over again, but trying to tick over.
We had our pre-season. We did a 2 months of pre-season, and then we thought the season was going to start, and then suddenly they announced that the season was 2 months off, so we had to do another pre-season starting again. Ideal.
That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare for me.
I think we had 10 weeks. I think we had 10 weeks of pre-season, which was just kept going on and on and on.
I can't imagine that's a handshake and just going, yeah, cheers, but that's fine. That's all right. I'd be going nuts.
Nah. 10 weeks of pre-season would. That's why I was in goal, because I didn't like running. And then they'd say, "Kids, you've got to do the running with the players, mate. You ain't getting away with it." And it's horrible. So doing 10 weeks that was a nightmare. So you've got you got games. You've got a game on. Who's your next fixture against them, Richie?
Ours is England tomorrow.
Oh, big game
on Tuesday. Sorry, yeah. We've got to travel down there on a Tuesday night. So it'll be 11 again. Not as late as Dagenham. Was it Dagenham last Tuesday? We didn't get home till about 3 a.m. from that one.
I don't miss playing that league.
No, I know. quite a lot of London.
You should have knocked me
clubs,
up, Richie. I made you round the corner.
That's the
From
thing.
Red Bridge.
Once you get into the conferences, you're travelling the whole length of the country. Whereas you, Elliot, you're just staying in one region, aren't you?
Yeah, it's pretty chilled out league, to be honest. It's not like playing the conference last year. It seems like everything's on your doorstep, really. You know,
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Where do you like playing the most, Elliot? You look like just someone. It looks like you play everywhere. It looks like you play centre mid. Yeah, it looks like you play centre mid, left side, right side, up front, defence midfield.
I've always played like a wide player, mainly. But then at Chorley, I've played when we've sort of played five at the back over the past couple of seasons. So I played more as like a midfielder. I played as like a deep midfielder, more a central midfielder or attacking midfielder. I just go wherever I'm put, really.
Team player.
Perfect player to have in your side. Versatile.
Utility, man.
Yeah.
Doing a good job. Doing a good job. All right, boys. Thank you very much for coming on. Richie, first of all, thank you very much for coming on. Good luck with your game against King Lynn. Well done again for that game again that you played against West Ham. Very unlucky. Elliot, thank you very much for coming on. Well done against Wolves. Quality performance from you boys. And Nathan, isn't it?
Yeah, great performance.
Thanks,
Obviously,
I suppose you're going to take. I suppose you're going to take the praise for Man United winning. So,
exactly. I'll be fine.
I'm going to give that to you. All right.
Show, to be fair, haven't I?
Do you know what? I tell you what. Since you have been on the show, Man United turned it around. So I'm just saying. It's got nothing to do with you, and more to do with me. All right. Thank you very much for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Right.
Nice
Take
to see
care.
you guys.
Take care.
Cheers, boys. Cheers, lads.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Boom.
Interesting stuff. Listening to.
All right. All right.
No Guardian 20.
Yeah, there is no Guardian 20. However, Jerome Marks will be joining us for the transfer roundup. He will be here soon.
Yeah.
Well, while we're here.
No,
Fulham
didn't.
No. Do you know what? I did see him. I did see him pop up, but then it was like one of them pictures which didn't have anything on it, just like the blank grey picture.
Oh, okay.
Some people call it egg, and then it disappeared. So it might have been a connection issue. It may have been a connection issue. So William, I did see you there. You popped up the same time as Elliot, but it looked like you disappeared. So we'll hopefully be able to get you on another time, mate. Again, well done for the job against Wolves. A quick one. Just quickly going through the FA Cup scores as we see. No real upsets. There was Blackpool versus Brighton, which nearly took a turn. 1-0 at one point. Did anyone see Suma's goal?
Yeah, beauty.
Oh,
whose goal?
Yves
Bissouma.
Bissouma.
Was it?
Yves Bissouma.
No,
didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it. No.
Absolute cracker.
Top corner, literally. You couldn't get any closer to the corner.
Chelsea slightly eased the pressure off of Frank Lampard with a 3-1 win. Very good display against them. Burnley 3-0 win against Fulham. Plenty of goals in the FA Cup this week, and actually 42 goals in 13 games, which is ridiculous. Brentford.
A lot of clubs did their self-proud this round, which was good to see.
Yeah, Brentford put out a weaker team against Leicester, and they lost 3-1. Everton are currently 1-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday. Was that a yes, sire?
Yes.
Keeping it local. Oh, is it because it gets rowdy around your way if they lose? Is it?
No, I just don't like them.
West Ham beat Doncaster Rovers 4-0. Top performance there from West Ham. 5-1 victory for Swansea against Nottingham Forest, and a 1-0 win against for Barnsley against Norwich. Oh, Sheffield United also won as well. So
Barnsley have got Chelsea, haven't they, at their ground?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that'll be on BBC. That's got to be.
Big game.
I'll be able to watch that. I'll actually be able to watch that.
Oh, really?
Barnsley, because there's a hill just behind Oakwell, so I can sit on the hill and it shows one side of the net.
Oh, very good. And Arsenal
Might have
lost
a video
to Southampton. There was a few moans out about Arsenal's lineup. Did you think Arsenal had a lineup which was that bad that people should be moaning about the lineup that Mikel Arteta put out?
No, really, not really, because we've got 10 games in space of 2.5, 3 weeks.
I mean,
he's got to do rotation. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I saw the team, I knew straight away when I saw the team we weren't going to win. I looked at the team and I went, he's prioritised for the Premier League game when we play him on Tuesday.
And do you blame him for that?
No, you've got to think logic. You've got to think logical. We won the FA Cup last year. I love the FA Cup. I absolutely love it. Mm-hmm. I've loved it as a kid growing up. Still love it now. But you have to think as an Arsenal fan logical. 7 points off top 4. And then you've still got the rest of the season to go. We've got a Norwegian creator coming in to help us. And then you've got basically, we play them on Tuesday. If we can beat them on Tuesday, that's a better result for me. I'm happy with the FA Cup, don't get me wrong, but that's not the priority this season for me.
Steve, there was a few calls about saying that he disrespected the FA Cup. Do you feel that that's the case? No,
because for me, we had a good enough team out there to win the match. Mm-hmm. It's all right saying a full strength side, but when you got William in the side, Pepe in the side, players of this ilk, I think it more or less it told us that there was a couple of players now that should definitely be moved on. But as far as disrespecting the FA Cup, Cedric Suarez came in. He's came in the past and done well, so no odds there. Leno was in goal. Bellerin was right back. You had Gabriel and Holding at centre back.
I'm trying to find these players that have disrespected the FA Cup. This is the point I'm getting at, Steve.
These are the players that are playing in the Premiership week in and week out.
Yeah,
So, I know Tierney. I know Tierney didn't play.
But you can't play Tierney every game, can you?
Yeah, but Suarez is a Portuguese international.
And if you think about the game before when Tierney didn't play, he tried to play Ainsley Maitland-Niles there, but it didn't work. So he's obviously tried Cedric there.
Yeah, and he never had. I mean, their goal was a bit of a, it was a freak goal that they scored. Mm-hmm. For me, I've fought for like 3 or 4 weeks now, and I think the front four are to blame for what's going on at the moment. Mm-hmm. It's just there's nothing. There's nothing. Nothing bad. Right? We haven't got a bad defence. Go and look at the stats. It's up there with the top sides. Right? I'm not having that the midfield's bad. You can play El Nani, you can play Partey, you can play Zaki, you can play him. Right? They do a job for what they're meant to do. The problem is that flair player that plays in the front. We haven't got one. And the 3 up front haven't done it all season. Yeah, that's where you play Lacazette, whether you played William, whether you play Pepe, Martinelli's been injured. None of them, apart from Saka, is doing it. And just say you can't. They're not doing it. They're not scoring goals. They're not making goals.
I think
it was different when
Saka Saka and Elneny or even Partey to a degree, they're not there to make the goal. Coming from the flanks is awful. There's nothing coming in from the flanks. Tierney goes down the flank, right? But and we all know Tierney, he's a great player and he should start every week. But he's got to learn a little bit to keep the ball on the floor. Rude and Ibrahimovic in the middle, right? But saying that could be Arteta's fault. But I think it's the forwards. I think it's the forward line, and I think it's got to be sorted out seriously.
I know when Partey came on in the second half, I think like 50, 59 minutes, we looked more sturdy in midfield, but that's because Partey was there. And every time he was getting out of trouble because there were literally 2 or 3 people on him, and he were taking them away and giving so much space to the other players. But they targeted Partey. As soon as he came on, they targeted him. And for me, it was just levels above any midfield.
Well,
Southampton's midfield as well.
I never see that.
But then when you play a Xhaka and Elneny midfield, them two don't work together at all. Don't work. And you got Willian, who looks like, why am I playing FA Cup? I should be playing Premier League. No, you shouldn't, mate, because you're not doing it.
But Xhaka and Elneny, when Partey was in here, Xhaka and Elneny midfield that went on a 5-game run that beat Manchester United, Spurs, Chelsea. No one was moaning about Elneny and Xhaka then. So I'm not having it. They do a specific job. There was people out there for years who couldn't work it. Got slagged off for years and years because they haven't got the brain to see why he's in the team. Right?
I think
the problem is they're there to give the ball to the flair players to go and do their bit, like at Liverpool. You've got Liverpool's centre, Aldens and all these Hendersons or whatever. They don't make goals. They don't score goals. They just lay it off to the person who are supposed to go and do it, whether it's the left back, whether it's the right back, whether it's the flair players up front. Yeah, go and do it.
That's right. Honestly, Steve, that is right.
Every single team who wins a title will have that player or them players. Right? I think that's my opinion. I think it's the forefront players that need kicking up the arse.
I think
they just need to release it quicker. That's all.
I think Saka has been an absolute godsend
for that either.
I think Saka's been an absolute godsend while playing. The one I was massively disappointed about this season again was Lacazette, but he's been the one that sort of has linked it together a bit more recently. He wasn't scoring goals, which was really frustrating me, and I thought it's going to be another season where he's not scoring goals, and he's a striker. He's got to score. What I have seen more recently is it's not just working, like he's not just work rate, because okay, cool, people working hard, boom, but I'm sorry, you're a professional player, that should be bare minimum base level. What Lacazette's done in more recent games is he's been a good link-up play. He's been a good link, and he's been showing himself a bit more. I personally felt like he was hiding a bit previously, whereas I think now he's showing himself more. He shows that he wants the ball. He shows that he wants to be a part of it. The one person I'm massively disappointed about mostly, though, is Aubameyang. I think that because Aubameyang scores 30
he's might have a tank on his head.
He's been able to get away with it. But I'm sorry, but you're the captain, so you kind of don't get away with it. Because if you're not scoring goals, I want to see effort, and I don't think I've seen that in Aubameyang. For whatever reason, he could be unhappy about something. It could be that he's just out of form. I don't know, but I think that he's been able to get away with a lot of.
But don't you think?
Go on.
Don't you think if you're Arteta and you're sitting on the head and you're thinking, right, what's going on here? Right, he's thinking mid defence is all right. There's nothing wrong there. We're not letting millions of goals in, so it's not a problem there. I'm thinking mid defensive midfield protecting the back, so that can't be a bad thing. But who's creating the chances? Who's creating this? Once that's all sorted, so what's happening up that end?
No, but that's why I think you've seen a massive change in.
Smith Rowe.
I think the massive change has been energy, someone to carry the ball from in and around midfield and bring it to the strikers in Smith Rowe.
He's the only one that can do it.
Arsenal can't.
But he's 19. He's a baby. He's a baby. You can't rely on him.
That's it.
Arsenal can't be resting on that. They can't sit there and think Smith Rowe's the answer. Now that's sweet. We're done. Now don't worry. They have to. That's the stopgap. You're lucky to get that stopgap. You have to get someone in. You can't just rest on that. You can't just rest on that.
I'm thinking that though. Smith Rowe's had 6 good games. That's it. We're done. We've got.
And that's the problem. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem.
That's what you're hearing.
Because Smith Rowe's going to have a bad run. Smith Rowe's going to make mistakes. Smith Rowe's still learning his trade. And at 19, he can't be the guy. Jerome, I haven't even gone to you. How rude of me. How rude of me. The voice is in the room and I didn't even announce it. Disgusted in myself. Do you think he did a disservice to the FA Cup yesterday?
I think yesterday Arteta was in a no-win situation. And I'll tell you for why. Obviously, there's lots of games coming up, and you can't play you can't play the same team every week. It's impossible. So in that aspect, you have to rotate a little bit. The trouble for Arteta is when you rotate this current squad, the players that are coming in are stinking the place out. So that's why I think he had nothing. As I said, no win situation. I don't think he did it disrespect. I mean, the players he's replacing. You've got very expensive players that are coming onto the pitch that are, like you said before, like full internationals that are, that have been bought for a lot of money.
Yeah.
So he was. I think this Arsenal team without Saka and Smith Rowe is a completely different team.
Yeah, it's shocking.
It's completely different with the central midfield with Xhaka and El Nene. I think you've got 2 central midfielders that they're only going to play 9 times out of 10. Maybe with El Nene 10 times out of 10, he's only going to play the most simple, obvious pass. So he's not going to really get you anywhere. He might run about for a bit. And with Xhaka, you've got the same. Xhaka's ball is either out to the left back or back to the centre half. They're Xhaka's ball.
It ain't, mate. It ain't. What you mean?
I think it is. He's only plays. Xhaka will play the ball that we see watching on TV. Whatever you think the obvious ball is, that's what Xhaka will play. You can see Xhaka's pass before he sees it. That's what I think. He might have all these stats for playing it forward. I want to see his stats for passing it to left back, right back, and centre back. Because I bet they're 3 or 4 times.
But that's what Fernandinho does. That's what Gilberto Silva does. That's why Arteta is the only player at Arsenal who will play every week.
Right,
he is the only player.
How have we done
and
since he's been in the team?
If you tell me I'm wrong, go and have a look every single week because of the exact reasons of what I'm telling you now. Every single game, Xhaka will play.
The Palace game. When he threw the shirt and he told the fans where to go. That was it. He was basically out. He was basically finished as an Arsenal player. If he's such a great player, why did a decent club not come in? Why did a decent club not come in and go, right, Xhaka's finished at Arsenal. We can probably get him for 15, 20 million. Why did no one come in and pay any money for him?
They tried to, actually. They did try to, but then
I would have done worse. I would have done, but then again, I like that. I like what Xhaka is. I like the fact that Xhaka's got some bollocks. Right? Because none of them else have. And the Arsenal fans ain't. Because it's all like, oh, he threw the shit, oh, he did. Do you know what I mean?
They nearly did sell him to Hertha Berlin. Nearly bought him.
Oh, Hertha Berlin. The team that are nearly going to get relegated from the Bundesliga. Why is a decent team not coming for him? If he's this player.
Jerome, he ain't a Jerome. He's not a great player. Right, he ain't a great player.
He's not top notch.
Why does Arteta laud him every single week and play him every single week?
There's nobody else.
Got no one else. Yeah, there's no one else.
It's not.
There's nobody else.
You know it ain't that. You know it ain't that.
I guarantee, right? When Odegaard comes in, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and Partey will be the three. I think in midfield.
Do you want to bet?
I don't think so.
Do you want to bet?
I think he'll try that.
How much do you want to bet?
That's not going to be. Look.
How much do you want to bet?
No, I don't mean all the time. I mean, he'll try that.
No, all the time.
He'll try it.
You've all had your go.
I
can mute you all. All right? I can mute you all. It's my turn. All right?
I can mute you all.
All right. It's my turn. Yeah?
I mean, one more thing why is it when everyone goes quiet when he has a good game or he scores a good goal?
Do you know what, Steve?
Why don't no one say anything?
I don't know.
Why quiet and disappear?
I don't know.
And then as soon as he has like a pass, everybody's on. Don't tell me they don't. I know.
I had my reservations against certain players in the team, but if they play well, they play well, and I'll mention it. But
what do you think of him then? What do you think?
Who? What do I think of Granit Xhaka? I don't mind Granit Xhaka. I've not got a problem with Granit Xhaka. Do I think Arsenal could do better?
Well, does anybody people?
Wait. Do I think Arsenal could?
Obviously.
Wait. This is my question. Don't ask me a question and answer it for me. That's all of you. All right? Do I think Granit Xhaka's all right? Yeah, I don't mind Granit Xhaka. Do I think Arsenal could do better? Yeah, Arsenal could do better. But I think there's other players in the team that have been a lot worse than Granit Xhaka, and I think that Granit Xhaka gets pulled to pieces every week. When to be fair, if I look at his last 4 or 5 games, okay, there's probably one in there where he did do great, but the team didn't do great. Granit Xhaka's played well. I think Granit Xhaka's had a good season this season. I think El Nene has been. He peaked at Man United and he's been. I'm sorry, but he frustrates me. He passes backwards and it's sometimes it's to the detriment of the team because it slows down. It slows it down. So I think that ain't worked. But do I think that when Odegaard comes in that it will be Odegaard, Smith Rowe and Partey? No way, because there's no balance there.
Of course it won't.
Until the end of the season, if the manager thinks that and another thing you've got to remember as well, someone's got to come in for Granit Xhaka for him to go, and if he doesn't, he's still going to be a part of the Arsenal team. So it will be probably Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard, and a rotation with Emil Smith Rowe, and if I'm honest, I think that will probably work because it's got balance, and I think that Mikel Arteta has got a lot more out of Xhaka than any other manager that's been at Arsenal. He's got more than Wenger did. He's got more than Emery has out of Xhaka. But like I said,
I think if any player's got to be worried, it's Nicolas Pepe when you think about it.
I think Nicolas Pepe, well, William's not worried because William wants out of the team, doesn't he? So I think Nicolas Pepe is going to be worried about his spot in the team because Saka's been shifted over to the right-hand side, and he's doing a job which I think Arteta wants Pepe to do, which is not try too much and just be more direct and knock the ball past people for pace and then cross it in. But Pepe's not that player. I think with Pepe, it's frustration that you're probably expecting more. But I think sometimes
we just don't play to his level, though. We don't play to his strength.
No, you mean strength.
That's the only problem.
Yeah, and I know to a certain extent, but Pepe's got to take on board that not every team that he's playing is going to play counter-attack. Like, he was at Lille last year in a team that has to counter-attack, yeah? Like, you're at Arsenal, and, I mean, yeah, we counter-attack, but I don't think that was meant to be our main style. We keep possession, so he has to adapt his game as well. It works both ways. I think
but Saka's doing it, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And I think
what Pepe should be doing. He's doing what Pepe should be doing.
I think what Pepe was problem first of all was him trying too much. Him trying to take on that player twice instead of once. and I think that's stuck with him a bit. But I think with these Maverick players, you're going to get that, and I can't help but think it will be a bit disappointing if we were to get rid of him now. I'd be a bit disappointed because I think we'd only go out and look for another tricky sort of winger in a season or so, because we need that. We need someone who can create something out of nothing. We need someone who can score something out of nothing. And I'd be disappointed. I don't think Pepe
is going to ever do. I can't see William doing it.
I can't see William. He doesn't want to be here.
He's get up him already. He's had enough.
As much as I like Eddie as a person, I've said for a long while now, he's you know, I think Jerome, when you're an Arsenal fan, you've got high expectations of a centre forward, and Eddie Nketiah, you can't see him leading that line in the future for Arsenal Football Club, and it's sad. And
he needs to leave.
It's just something he needs to do. It's all going to be about money again. It's all going to be about money again. The actual idea is to do what Man United are doing now, is transition and not to keep selling them. You know, if we can bring someone in better than Xhaka, great, and then we can put him in the centre midfield and do what Man United do. You know, they play one week, play one the other week, and look where they are. They're flying. The same with Man City, the same with Liverpool. If you want to get into the top four, you've got to have two players in every position.
Yeah, and I think Liverpool come unstuck in that, don't they? Liverpool kind of come unstuck.
At the beginning of the season, we said you got to change it up every season.
Yeah. I think Liverpool have come unstuck in that, where they've played the same team for 2 seasons in a row, and now they're getting all the injury problems. I know Van Dijk's was a bit of a freak injury, and it was. But who's to say that if he didn't play that many games, that his knee would have been a bit stronger? Like it's probably just a hit and hope remark there.
They might have fallen off with Van Dijk in the team now.
You never know.
189, is it? 189 points in 2 seasons they got.
Well, thing is,
that's a lot for 2 seasons.
Obviously, after lockdown as well, you started to see that Van Dijk was actually human and starting to make mistakes as well. All right, let's get on to it. Before we go and check these boys out. Hit them up. DMs. Don't slide to the DMs, otherwise they're going to get on my case. Hit them up with messages. You've got questions to ask them. Ask them questions, mate. They're very friendly. They don't bite. Except for Simon sometimes. Please make sure you like, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, people. Make sure you share it as well. Also, we've got a massive week next week. It's transfer deadline day, and on that day, we'll have guests from all over. Oh, yeah. I know you're in the comment section, Garth. How about a little bit of some ex-Man United pros? Am I getting you interested? Some top journalists from ESPN, from the Athletic, from Italy. Oh, Garrett, there he is. Who? He says, who, Kieran? Who? Steve, do you want to tell him who?
Secret.
Oh yeah.
Was it secret?
No, you can tell him.
Special surprise. No, just the Man United one, yeah.
Go on, just tell the Man United one.
Yeah. Well, he was in the class of 1992. And
he was a captain of the reserve team.
He's just getting him close.
And he was
a captain of the reserve team. Wait, he's going to get. He was captain of the reserve team. He was always in the poster.
They said that he was better if he would have not got Ryan Giggs. He's a very nice fellow, actually. Now it's Ben Thornley, and he will be coming on.
Yeah, he'll be coming on next week
on deadline. And also, I don't know if the person in the comments is listening. Got that Swedish expert for you.
Oh yes, we do. We've got the Swedish expert in. I know we had someone from Sweden actually hit us up in the comments asking us if we were going to get someone, if we could do a little Swedish video. We have actually got a Swedish expert on next week, and obviously, if we've got a Swedish expert,
not just a Swedish expert. This is the Swedish expert coming on next week. So
not just
make sure you join us.
It's not it's the. Oh, sorry, it's not the. It's the Swedish expert, Eureka Johnson. All right, let's get on to the transfer roundup. All right, let's go. All right, Manchester City are looking at a long-term successor for Sergio Aguero, and even if the striker stays, he will be asked to prove his fitness and take a pay cut. Woo! Also, we have news that Barcelona are interested in taking the striker. Steve.
Yes, we do. I don't know where it'll be notes somewhere. Yeah, Sergio Aguero. There's a little twist that's come about today, for what I've been told. Possibly be playing with Messi, as you know, in January and summer, but not on Manchester City. Aguero could be going to Barcelona. As you know, at the end of his contract runs out, so it will just be a matter of really Aguero accepting whatever Barcelona have to offer him, and whether he'll be happy with that. And I think, if he does stay, and the fact that Messi has already said he wants to play with him, that could happen. I mean, Barcelona. I mean, they've not bought a striker now. I think the last striker they bought, was it the last one they bought? And Martin Braithwaite. So they certainly could do with a new striker. But
Kate is available.
But yeah, So possibly going to Barcelona to play with Lionel Messi.
Another player that is on the cards for Man City is it Dario Sarmiento. Jerome, you had a little look at him. Tell the viewers about this little Argentinian gem.
Yeah, God, what a cracking player this is. This is a 17-year-old winger,
and quality is good.
Yeah, I guess he's the sort of South American football expert. People might have heard of his name, Tim Vickery.
Oh, he's a legend.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the show.
Yeah. He's been quoted as saying that there's like a bit of a sort of a mini Messi in him, the way he plays. So left-footed, excellent close control, dribbling, lovely sort of drop of the shoulder to go either way. And he is young. He's 17, but his face, he looks like a proper kid. Like playing men's,
like a baby.
He does.
Yeah, he does look really young. And he was given his debut at his club in Argentina by the old Barcelona defender Gabriel Milito. He was his manager that gave him his debut at Estudiantes, which is the club that he's at the moment, where he's been his whole youth career. But this is a guy they're expecting big things of.
Serious player, yeah?
Yeah, quality player. I don't think he scores a lot of goals, but his work, his sort of offensive work is quality, yeah. Lovely player.
Can you see him in a Premiership side? Would he fit, or would he be better? Would he be better in Spain?
Oh yeah, you could definitely see him in Spain.
We don't want to see him in Spain. We want to see him bulk up a bit and be a bit about.
Gives me that impression.
You know what I mean? See him on a rainy night in Stoke as well. You know what I mean? Give some of that.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid is getting he's been probably playing in the Argentinian leagues from the age of about 14. He should be able to hack it in. You should be able to hack the roughness. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. I've seen some of these games.
He's getting lumps kicked out of him.
Yeah.
What position does he play in, Jerome? Again, what position does he play again?
So he's a winger. He's one of those. He's one of those sort of left-footed right wingers. So he comes inside or can go down the line. Yeah.
Decent. Leicester made an offer to Porto for Octavo. He was in Steve's 3B11.
I told you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No. Steve. No, let's say. I love this. Yeah, Steve's like. Steve's like, I told you. Steve, all you told us was that he's in your 3B11. That's it. I mean, if you want to tell me that, you can tell me that. But my 3B11 was the winner. I'm sure it was. I mean,
behave.
I'm sure mine was. My 3B11 was the winner.
Mine was awesome.
Are you going to tell him
people about? You made yours up on the spot.
Didn't let me pick you up on the spot.
Sorry.
Did you have a look?
Right, had a look.
Yeah, what's he saying, Jerome?
Yeah,
had a look. Yeah, 25-year-old sort of central attacking midfielder. Been with Porto since 2014. Mm-hmm. Now, the funny thing is with him, he was No. This is a weird one. I read this. I'm sure it's correct. So he's a central attacking midfielder, and he played 48 games last season and was named in the sort of the league's team of the season. Yeah, he only scored 2 goals. So you've got to think that most of his work is sort of helping to create rather than scoring. He reminds me a bit of when he was at the top of his game. You know, the Wolves central midfielder Moutinho. But maybe a slightly speedier version of him that helps instigate attacks, very, very technically secure and intelligent with a really good range of passing. Decent player. Very, very good for a 3B11, I would say.
Yeah, well done there, Steve. I know Steve likes his niche players. Very good, very good. That was Steve connoisseur of
Thanks
football.
for that, John.
All right.
I always send them to Jerome, these special ones.
Here he goes. You see how he said that? He had the tilt of the head.
But I have to say, Jerome, just you have a look, mate. Just give it that
seal of approval.
That extra. Yeah, I need Jerome's seal of approval. Otherwise, I'll worry.
Mate, what you want to hear from Jerome is, Jerome, what's he like? He goes, that's what you know. Yes, I picked a good one here. Decent.
I'm always going on about my missus about Xhaka. Now I'll walk out the door afterwards and have got Xhaka and fucking shit. Jerome just...
It don't matter. It don't matter what you said about Xhaka. He just said something about good about Octavo, mate. All right, David Alaba is set to join Real Madrid on a free transfer in the summer, although stop the brakes because his dad says nothing has been done and Barcelona is still an option. I'm not sure how much I believe that. I believe that he might be pushing up the wages, but it remains to be seen. He says he wants to play in Spain, so it does seem like it's out of Real Madrid and Barcelona, but I still think he's going to go Real Madrid. Jack Wilshere has signed for Bournemouth after training with them. We spoke about that last week. AC Milan have completed the signing of Mario Mandzukic after being released. I mean, I'm surprised
What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
What, the combined age of their strike force, about 92. It's mad.
Yeah.
But they're still, I mean, it's the Italian league, so they're still, they do that, don't they? I mean, who's that striker? Who's that striker that just doesn't stop scoring and has been scoring for the last 20 years? No, in the Italian leagues. I can't remember what his name is. I'll get it by the end of the show.
Just until now, in the comments you can, say who you think as well. Just until the end of the season, like 6 months. Who would you rather have? Aubameyang and Lacazette or Mandzukic and Ibrahimovic?
Aubameyang and Lacazette.
Kieran, look.
Sorry. Aubameyang and Lacazette.
Oh, God, right now.
Can you imagine those two in the Premier League? God, never mind score goals. Bloody hell.
Yeah, I mean,
in the prime,
Aubameyang has just not been on it.
The league, though.
It's just not been on it.
Yeah,
Kieran, who's this striker you're thinking of?
I can't, mate. I've been trying to look for him now. I can't.
Is it the one from Udinese?
Yes.
Not him.
Yes.
I'm thinking saying one, Rod. I can picture his face.
Please. Oh, yes, Peter G.
You got it?
Cagliari, what's his name is? Oh, I can't pronounce that. I know what it is.
I thought you were thinking of someone else.
No, there we go. No, it's there. It's him. It's him.
I thought you were thinking of the other Udinese player.
No, go on. No, it's him. It's him. It's this bad boy. Well done, Peter G. Love that. Love that, Peter G.
I reckon me and Simon are the same person.
I think he sent me a message.
Go on.
Jerome can answer this because more than probably any of us. But while we're on about Italian strikers, right?
No, sorry.
Lazio striker. Lazio striker.
It is, yes.
Sirio.
It is.
Immobile.
Yeah.
Sirio Immobile. Lazio. Right, since joining from Dortmund, right, he scored 114 goals in 162 games. Right. He currently tops the top scoring list with 25 goals at 6 more. He's top of the charts at the Golden Shoe Awards, ahead of Haaland, Ronaldo, Messi, the lot of them. And he has contributed to 56% of goals this season. This guy never gets, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but there's something. There's got to be something, though. There's got to be something. Because this, I've seen this question about, and there was an article on it. There was an article on it, and I think it's got something to do with his attitude. He's big cheese, isn't he? He went to Dortmund. He went to Dortmund, didn't he? He went to Dortmund and didn't get it.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of people. I mean, Dennis Bergkamp went to Inter Milan and didn't hit it. Do you know what I mean? So, it never gets spoken about ever, does he? There's never any word about him.
No, he doesn't. And if you look at the teams that go after him or been linked to him, Newcastle, West Ham, and he's just like, why? Oh, that's no slight on Newcastle or West Ham, but you're talking about the top goal scorer in Serie A for the last 3 seasons, mate. Like, you know what I mean? But then I asked the same question: why didn't anyone touch Belotti when he was in form? Because he looked like when he was younger, he looked like he was a bit tidy, but no one really ever touched him. He was
linked to it. He was linked to everyone.
He was linked to everyone.
Do you know how old he is? Immobile? How old is his age? Is he 31, 32 or something?
Yeah, 30.
All right, don't even need to check that. I've got the stat over here. Bloody hell. All right, cheers for that. Brighton defender Bernardo has joined RB Leipzig on loan for the rest of the season. Aston Villa confirmed completed the signing for Morgan Sanson is done. The deal's done. Everything's done. He's flying for the medical. I think it is tomorrow. If he hasn't already done that, but the deal's done. So Morgan Sanson.
You sure it's done?
Yeah. Have I said that about 4 times?
This is coming from the channel, not me. Channel.
Yeah, there's a big difference. There's a big
difference.
We get some. No, I'm sure Jerome's done a little player profile on Morgan Sanson before, but I will get Jerome to do a little refresh on Morgan Sanson for any Aston Villa fans that haven't seen too much of him. We'll do that next week.
Very exciting player.
Very good player. Lucas Castro as on the sign for Turkish club Karamugak. Yeah, we're repping Turkey. We're repping Turkey out here.
Yeah, I know them.
Know them, Karamugak. Steve, your face. Marcus Rowe is close to joining Boca Juniors. Is that done? Is that a done deal yet, Steve?
Yeah, it's more or less done. They're just waiting for them silly work permits again.
I was going to say, did they sort something out with the wages or with Man United?
They must have done. I don't know what it is. It was just it was going to be Estudiantes or Boca Juniors, and it was like a bit of either one or the other.
Estudiantes on loan last season, didn't he, in the second half of the season? Right. But then it got cancelled because of COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody thought it was going to be them. But no, it wasn't. It was the other one.
And I think the reason. I remember when they had him there, they were worried that they wouldn't be able to afford him anyway. So I think it was a wage problem with him anyway. So I'm not surprised he went for Boca Juniors. Championship side, Queen Park Rangers want to take Facundo Palisti on loan. However, Celta Vigo have come in for him, haven't they? And he says he wants to go on loan in Spain. It doesn't surprise me. It's Spanish speaking.
The agent said that as well.
I do think it would have been better for him to get a loan in England, considering he's going to be playing in England. That would make more sense to me. Leicester City's Kelechi Iheanacho, Liverpool's Divock Origi, and Nice forward Kasper Dolberg are on strikers shortlist for RB Leipzig. Jerome, you had a little look at Kasper Dolberg. Kasper Dolberg was a big prospect when he was at Ajax, and he went to Nice a couple of seasons ago. How's he done since he's gone there?
Yeah, he has done well. He's got about a pretty good goal scoring record actually at Nice now. Basically, pretty much sort of 1 in every 2. Okay. And he did join them from Ajax for like a lot of money. Like they spent 20 million euros on him.
Yeah.
When he actually got spotted for Ajax, he was spotted by the same scout that spotted Christian Eriksen and Ibrahimovic.
Okay.
And a little bit like Ibrahimovic, he's got the physical attributes of like a target man.
He's got the work of an angel.
Yeah, he's got a love. Yeah, he's. I think he's best sort of near the goal rather than dropping deep and linking play. I think he's better near the goal, put crosses in, let him have give him a lot of chances, and he's shown that he can score goals. So yeah, but he won the Fans Player of the Year award last season there as well.
Oh really? So he is still progressed. He's still doing.
Yeah, he's doing well. Yeah, he's doing bits. Right. Yeah, he's doing right.
All right, good. You're still up, mate. You're still up. Man United are keen on Palmeiras forward Gabriel Veron. Now, if you boys were excited about the prospect of Diallo, Gabriel Veron, I'm honestly getting angry. I'm getting a bit angry now because Man United snapping up all these sick youngsters. Gabriel Veron, the reason why I know a bit about Gabriel Veron is because Arsenal were linked with him last year. After the Youth World Cup, so I did a little bit of a video about him. I've done a write-up about him, so it's just go to say I'm a little bit of a fan. Jerome, what did you think of the player?
Oh yeah, brilliant young player. 18 years old, been part of the Brazilian youth setup. I think he won like the best player at the under-17 World Cup in 2019.
Yes, he did.
Now I think he can. From the looks of things, he can play on either flank. He's got, excellent acceleration and like ability to fly past defenders. I don't know what you thought. I think maybe he reminded me a little bit of Raheem Sterling, a little bit in terms of the way he can go past players, like very, very, very quick tempo, like plays at quite a high tempo.
Yeah,
but he's not a player that is like purely a speed merchant.
Like no.
You know what I mean? Like on the ball, he's quality, but it's just that he has got this like excellent acceleration to get away from defenders.
Yeah, he's a top player. What I might do is I might give you. There's another one. Tales Magno. Do a comparison, but he's another Brazilian youngster who a lot of clubs are after. I know Liverpool are after him. Man United will look at him again. Arsenal have been recently linked with him, but Arsenal can be linked with every Brazilian because of Edu. So yeah, it'd be good to do a little comparison. Who you think's better? Yeah. We'll get that on for next week. Steve, nice. You got an update on a few players. Little.
Yeah.
It's time for the Steve Cave segment.
Where's the music?
Right. No. You ain't got music. If I ain't got music, if I've not got music, how the hell do you think you're going to get music? Hold on. School bell. That's what you get. That's the best you're going to get.
That sounds like I've got some. That sounds like I've got some kind of disease, and people.
A ring a ding ding on the cup, mate. That's what you're going to get.
Get out of the way.
It's Steve time. It's Steve time.
Yeah, all right.
It's like one of them 1950s radio sitcom things. Let's go. You got for us,
right? Yeah, just interesting ones. People I've been talking to. There's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. There's a tug of war going on between Fulham and Chelsea over Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek wants to stay at Fulham, coming back. Chelsea are not assuring him game time, but at Fulham, I haven't seen him play at Fulham, but apparently at the moment he's doing very well, and but it looks like he'll go back to Chelsea because he's obviously their player. So, but there's quite a few arguments going on at the moment. Scott Parker's been quoted in the papers all weekend that he is not, and he was saying that the Chelsea hierarchy don't care about the player.
This is someone who's
there's a right old ruckus going on.
Yeah, I was just saying this is a manager who has had that first hand, the same situation that Ruben Loftus-Cheek is in. Maybe not the loaning bit, but Scott Parker went to Chelsea with a lot of hype and a lot of expectation, just didn't get any game time and wasted 2 seasons of his. So yeah. And he's probably seeing Ruben Loftus-Cheek doing the same thing. And I think if Ruben Loftus-Cheek is turning around and saying that he wants to stay, I think it's time for him to move on now, because he had a good spell at Crystal Palace. He went back to Chelsea and didn't get game time after really expecting that he might do, getting in England squad while he was at Crystal Palace. And now he's found his feet at Fulham, and they want him to go back and sit on the bench again. It's just it's pretty poor.
And Scott Parker's not happy about. I don't know if any of you've seen him play, but I haven't, so I don't know. But it seems a bit of a silly situation, really. If they can't, they're just bringing him back just for him to sit on the bench and to be part of a squad. It's to be fair about, he's had enough of that, isn't he? His career, of going backwards and forth. So, well, good. Hopefully they'll come to an agreement, and I hope he stays at Fulham, but we'll see. Dortmund, is it the sporting director?
Yeah.
At Dortmund. He's come out on German television, and there's just one statement that's sort of hitting everywhere at the minute, is that he has come out and said this January/summer selling Sancho and Haaland together.
Oh, this summer?
Yeah.
Does that say that they struggled with COVID more than what they mentioned?
Well, for me, it tells me they're selling. If you're saying they're not, if he's came out and said they're not selling both, so which one's he selling? Who's going?
Oh, you said he's not selling
Sancho?
both.
He's not going to sell both.
Sancho.
He's come out and actually said it, and said that he's not selling them. Both players.
Well, didn't Haaland say he wants to stay?
Yeah, he said that in an interview.
I heard. I'll tell you what I heard. I heard Haaland say that he wants to find out how Ødegaard's going to get on at Arsenal, and if he.
Don't do that, bruv. Don't do that, bruv. That's the eject button.
If you want to laugh, then right, I would have had that.
Jerome, we were all like,
on that.
God, what's he going to say next? Don't do that.
He could twist us round our little fingers, couldn't he?
No, I'm a little.
We'll just get Arteta on his little magic phone call. He'll be ours like that. I want an Arteta phone call.
Arteta wants to get on the Premier League so he can get us up the table, mate. Like, first.
We've took their director.
Yeah.
Steve, Jack Wilshere, Jack Grealish. Sorry. No, you've done.
But just quickly before that, because it goes into Haaland, and then it's the last one after that. Mbappe and Haaland, they both came out and they said that they're only interested in signing
Sorry, you cut out, mate.
Now, that they're only interested in signing for English sides. So Mbappe is not signing for Liverpool. And a lady friend from in Germany has told me this on Friday.
All right.
And it won't be Liverpool. And so it will be someone else apart from Liverpool. And Haaland, you was right the other week. Yeah, and you was right the other week you was right the other week when you said 2022 and I said 2023. You was right. It was 2022 when the buyout clauses comes. And the only two teams that's coming about is Man City or Man United. But
and you know what?
They only want to sign for English sides.
Do you know what? Mbappe said he'd sign for Man United. Well, this is what come out. I've read that somewhere. He said Man United is one of the clubs that interests him, and if they win the league or get even close to it, and they're serious.
But when you think about it, you think, oh, that's a their statement, big statement. But when you think about it, English sides are the only sides that can afford anybody. Mm-hmm. Nobody else can afford them at the top players. So if these players are leaving, Man City's, the Man United's, possibly Chelsea's, they're going to be able to afford these players.
Mm-hmm.
But so it'd be interesting to see.
Interesting news. And obviously, we're going to put that out on the page later on.
Funny thing about it as well, you can actually throw Arsenal into there when you look at the wages that are off.
Well,
and the money that gets
in the Champions League.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But if it did work out and we did get Champions League next season, you can't write Arsenal off.
Yeah,
because this summer could be massive.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that's in the Champions League within reason has a chance. I mean, obviously it would have to be prestigious history and stuff like that. But Arsenal would have to be in the Champions League, and right now they just need to get in the top half of the table first before
that's in the Premier League.
Yeah. Well, I think we're all right with that, Jerome. I think we're all right with that, mate. All right.
Can we swap him with Xhaka? Can we swap him with Xhaka? Swap him.
If only.
Will they take that?
Oh, which ones? Mbappe?
I can never.
Jack Grealish.
And this was the best one because from who it came from. The last couple of days, United and Jack Grealish.
Steve, you keep cutting out, mate. You keep cutting out. Like it was the team.
Manchester United and Jack Grealish.
He did it again. Your phone don't want you to say Man United. I had to lip read there, but it cuts out when you say United.
Okay. It obviously won't be this month.
All right.
But there will be big talks in the summer with Jack Grealish. Aston Villa $1 million. That's what they want.
How much? 40?
And 80.
80?
40?
Mate, I can't.
And the wages.
It is. It's like there is someone from Birmingham messing with your phone right now because you are mentioning Jack Grealish leaving the club.
Took your head off as half of your head as well.
Yeah, go on.
Is that better now? Is that better?
Yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah. Go.
Manchester United, Jack Grealish. It won't be this month, but they are having talks, and it could best be moved. Could happen in the summer. Aston Villa want 80 million. The wages has already been spoken about. It's no problem. It's as simple as that. Right.
Boom, 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 boom. Jack Grealish of Man United. It's been on the cards for a while, so yeah, and it's another one. Top work there, Steve. We'll get down the page later on.
It's a big one, especially if it came even bigger.
It is. Wolves are interested in 17-year-old Bolton winger Finlay Lockett. Jerome, how good is this kid? I heard something about the English Messi. Someone said he was labelled as a youngster.
Yeah, he's for a 17-year-old, he's up there. He's probably maybe one of the best in the country. But he's obviously playing at a very low level at the moment, isn't he? Being at Bolton, sort of a left-footed winger. He made his debut for them last season when he was only 16, and the thing is he played a couple of times for the first team. He's played a few more times this season for the first team, but he's mainly now playing with the under-18s.
Okay.
But for them, he just sort of runs the show there. Like so for example, this season with the under-18s, basically every game he plays in, he's involved in a goal, whether it's a goal or an assist. Very direct, commits defenders with his style of play. Doesn't just hug the touchline as a winger, comes inside a lot. But it'd be good to see him against maybe better opposition, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think Bolton are in the elite youth development thing, so we'll probably be able to see what he's like against some of these maybe Man United youth teams as well, because we don't have to I'll keep an eye out. Fiorentina, as we said in the on Russians only English-speaking radio, Capital FM 105.3, which we was on earlier on. Fiorentina complete the signing of Spartak Moscow striker Alexander Kokin. Yes, go and check out Alan Moore. He will tell you everything you need to know, and more, that's no pun intended, about these players. Because this guy, has a story on every single Russian player or every single player that plays in Russia. And it's not just your standard boring stories. He will tell you like stories which the newspapers won't even print. He's brilliant. Go and check out Alan Moore. Milek completed the signing for Marseille during the week from Napoli. Arsenal's completed the signing, a loan move for Brighton goalkeeper Matt Ryan. What did you think of the signing, boys?
Yeah, good backup. He's an Arsenal fan. He'll put 100% in.
Decent.
He's already come out and said good things about it, so I think it's good.
Yeah. I love the smile on his face. He's well happy. Crystal Palace midfielder Nia Kirby has agreed a deal to join Tranmere on loan. I think you did a little bit on video about not video, but you did a little prior profile about Nia Kirby before, Jerome. He's gone on loan to Tranmere. Liverpool and Man United are keeping tabs on Bayern Munich star Jamal Musiala. Top player there, already playing for Bayern Munich at the age of 17, he is just a kid, but he's mustard. Crystal Palace have signed striker Jean-Philippe Matera on an 18-month loan. Jerome, what kind of striker Crystal Palace getting?
Oh, they're getting an absolute unit. 6'4", plenty of like physical attributes to bully defenders. I'd describe him maybe as a mix of maybe Crouch and Adebayor, the way he plays.
What a mix!
Yeah, just like he's probably so annoying to play against. Pretty cool in front of goal as well. Got quite a variety of finishes in his locker. He didn't. Last season, he only scored a few goals, but he did play like less games because of what happened with the league there. And he had a decent start to this season as well in terms of goals. I think he's got sort of about 1 in 2 this season so far.
Better than Benteke.
Yeah, probably a little bit better than Benteke. And we'll notice this guy. I think he'll make himself known.
Big presence. All right, thanks for that. Arsenal are monitoring the situation of Ryan Bertrand and have had conversations with the representative of Tyreek Mitchell, whose contract it says that his contract runs out at the end of the season, but apparently he's actually signed a long-term deal. So,
it's hard, isn't it?
So what's Ryan Bertram's contract situation?
End of the season. He was in my 3B11.
Yeah.
He's Ryan Bertram's contract ends at the end of the season. Currently, can't agree. Go on.
Yeah, no, I'm just probably going to say the same as you. That for him to go, he's got to you've either got to buy him or sign him up on a pre-contract now.
Yes. So the talk going around is that there would be a fee similar to the Cedric that Arsenal did, which was a loan fee to the end of the season, and then potentially try and get him on the free at the end of the season. Ryan Bertrand is still in contract talks with Southampton. They can't come to an agreement on a deal because they're only willing to offer him a 1-year deal because he's 30 and he wants a longer deal. And I did get another bit of information that he apparently wants to be somewhere where he can continue with his coaching progression. And it's something that Southampton haven't put on the table. Obviously, they're only offering him a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
That remains to be seen. The situation with Danny Ings is slightly different. I think it might be a wage issue. So that remains to be seen. Both deals on that one. I think you had a bit of information on that. I've got it down here anyway. Leicester and Everton are looking at Danny Ings.
Just today, and it pops up on Sky Sports. It didn't pop up about Leicester though. It was just Everton. I knew about Everton and Leicester links earlier the weekend, but since then it's all been they've had contacts with Danny Ings, but again, the money's going to be a lot in it. It's like West Ham now. That's another link that's coming about because they need a striker. It could be just one that's just been put out there because it's the silly season. But he'd be a good player, be a good signing.
All right. Before we go, make sure everyone likes, subscribes. Make sure you hit make sure you hit the bell button and press all. If you don't know about the bell button, it's over here. Over here. Press the bell button, and it will pop up a little list. Press all. Yeah, that means anytime we go live, anytime we put out a video, you get a notification first. Yeah, and if you're the first to comment, you are the first to comment. That's all I can give you. I've got nothing else other than that. That's all I can say.
Any news on Socrates yet?
No prices. Socrates, Olympiakos is the latest I'm hearing. Don't know if is it a done deal.
It's sounding like it.
It talks next week.
Fenerbahce have pulled out. Don't want to go any higher on wages, what I've been told.
All right. Moses Caicedo will sign for Brighton from Independiente del Valle. Work permit has been granted, and the player will complete his deal. I'm being told Monday. I've checked this out with a few people actually. Few people at Brighton. They're saying that it should be Monday that he should complete the deal. Watch out for that one. That's coming soon.
West Brom I think West Brom having contacts with Ahmed Musa. Was that the Leicester player?
Yes.
Old Leicester player, Ahmed Musa.
Yeah. Didn't he go back to Russia or something like that?
Yes, right.
He did. Yeah. Real Madrid centre back Rafael Varane says he wants out. He wants to leave the club. Leicester boss Brendan Rodgers could look at his old club for a long-term replacement for Jamie Vardy and Odsonne Edouard. Arsenal are actively looking for clubs to loan out Joe Willock and Reece Nelson to. Also, Arsenal are seriously looking at Michael Olise. However, the player did go down with a bad shoulder injury a couple of days ago when Reading played. So that could probably potentially put any sort of movement on that, whether it's going to be in January or in the summer, on hold because they are waiting for news on the shoulder injury as to how bad his injury is. But we'll keep you posted on that one. West Ham have been linked with Morocco's striker Youssef En Narezi, but the player says he will not be leaving in January. As we said earlier, Morgan Sanson to Villa's a done deal. And Lucas Torreira, just before we came on air, will be returning back to Arsenal from Atletico Madrid, with Monaco looking like they are willing to pay the player for the player and are making a serious offer for the player and the player's wages. So we should hear something We should hear something in the next few days. If the player is coming back from Atletico Madrid, which it looks like he is, then it's a serious deal. Otherwise, they wouldn't have even got this far. So yeah, the player's coming back to Arsenal to complete a deal to Monaco. It means they need to do something urgently, because that's why they're getting him back in. And Steve, did you have anything else?
No, I don't think so. I'd like to know, what's everyone happy?
In general?
Yeah. Well, you just made it.
I mean, yeah, general life's all right. Lockdown's a bit much. It's getting on me a bit, but yeah, I can't really complain. I'm alive and well and breathe. So yeah, I'm happy.
I said, what do you think of Odegaard?
Mate,
that's why I was laughing.
It's cutting out. I didn't even know what you said.
It only cuts out the most.
Did you know what I said?
It is. It cuts
in all
out.
fairness, Steve, you did say how's everyone doing? That's what it came across as.
Yeah.
I said, what's everybody think? What's everybody think? I said.
It keeps cutting out. So Odegaard, I think it's a very exciting signing for Arsenal. It's first of all, it's a signing in the position that Arsenal need, and it's the manager's signing. So it means he's going to play. So that's a good start. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to go to Jerome in a minute because he's going to do a little player profile on Odegaard. I haven't asked him to do that, but I'm sure he remembers what the kind of player he is. But yeah, I think it's what Arsenal needed. It's a good start. So Arsenal, please don't stop there, but it's a good start.
Please don't stop there.
If this could help us crawl and claw through the season into a European spot, then so be it. Because I still don't expect much this season. I'm not sitting here after this half decent run of games and thinking that Arsenal are gonna turn up trees for the rest of the season. I still think it's going to be a long slog because we just haven't got the squad. We haven't, and I think in the summer big changes are going to happen because of the timing of contracts, because a lot of players are leaving. A lot of money's been freed up on wages, which I'm not really interested. I don't really care about wages. I think that's a nonsense talk. Arsenal have got a lot of money when it comes to wages. So yeah, I think it's a good signing.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just one good thing happens and then bad. Like Aubameyang's now, we don't know what's happening with him.
Yeah, what has happened with Aubameyang?
They've kept it very quiet, haven't they? I don't think I don't think anything's been leaked, is it? I don't think anyone really knows.
I've not looked into it because it's what I heard. It's like family stuff, so I'm staying away from that. Not going into that.
Jerome,
do we buy another striker? Do we get one in January?
We've got one in the under-23s that might, maybe he could have a go.
That's another question. I'll get on to that in a sec. Jerome, for anyone that doesn't know about Odegaard, what kind of a player is he?
Yeah, so, I mean, sort of to sum it up, he, at Real Madrid, although they've just, obviously, they're going to be releasing him to Arsenal, he was thought of as like the heir to Modric. Very calm in possession, creative player, lots of decisive passes, really excellent from set pieces. I think we knew it already, right? But what yesterday showed us is that when Smith Rowe doesn't play in that position, it has a massive impact on the team. And so what Arsenal have got now is that they've got two excellent options for that position. From what I've seen of Odegaard, look, Smith Rowe's been he's been brilliant, Smith Rowe. But I think Odegaard is just a little bit at a level above him. He's obviously, since he joined Madrid, he's had quite a few loans, and the eye-catching one was the one last season at Real Sociedad.
Yeah, and
I think that that's really improved his game a lot. And I'm just surprised that Madrid are letting him go for the rest of the season. I'm very, very surprised, to be honest.
Because for chances created, assists, and like everyone goes on about that XG or whatever it was. There was only 2 in La Liga last season that were together, and that was Odegaard and Messi. And then further down, they all filtered in, basically.
I mean, if you just look at his stats from last season at Sociedad, it's ridiculous. I think his goal contribution was...
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Jerome, you were just saying about Saka. Do we know where Saka plays? Do we know where he plays? Is he best on the right?
I like
plays in the number 10. Like, well,
I like him on left.
I like Bukayo Saka. I think his best performances for Arsenal have been when he's been on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think he can. The game is open to him on there because he can go down the wing, can take people on, but then he can come inside as well. So yeah, I was going to say something else about Odegaard, but it's gone. Sorry.
Yeah, Odegaard in 37 games got 16 goal contributions.
Yeah. Okay. So what it is as well with Odegaard, his sort of output is excellent, but I think the difference that Arsenal fans will see between him and Smith Rowe, I think Odegaard is a lot more pleasing on the eye than Smith Rowe. I think they'll notice that. You'll look at Odegaard play, and the first thing that will come to your head is this guy's quality. Like he's a quality technical footballer. Like he'll stand out. Hopefully he'll be able to hit the ground running, because obviously he's not going to be with us initially for a long period of time. So he's sort of got to, hasn't he? I think he's got to come in, just not hold back really, just play to his sort of max straight away. Because I think he's
there to get us into Europe. He doesn't have to
quarantine as well, does he?
That's why he's been brought in. He's been brought in to get us into Europe.
Yeah. And the season before, I mean, we was only speaking about the Dutch league last week. The season before was even like more unreal. A year younger as well. He contributed to 23 goals in 39 games for Herenveen, which is, I mean, for what was he, 19? People will say it's the Dutch leagues, but people are talking about signing Donald Malen, Calvin Stengs, Marlon Badu, and a lot of top players in these leagues like Barcelona, and this kid's doing it. So let's not throw around that.
Nah, I think that it's easier said than done, because it's not as simple as this. But if he plays to his potential, Arsenal have got one hell of a player.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, the only thing with that is Jerome's spot on what he just said. But the thing is, the people in front of him have got to be on it. They've got to make the runs. They've got to make the space so that Odegaard can do what he can do best. If they're playing like the way they are now, you're not going to get the best out of Odegaard.
Yeah, look, if you've got Aubameyang not making runs and getting frustrated within 10 minutes of the game because the pass didn't go to him, and there's not a lot of energy from there, and Lacazette, although he's got a lot better in recent weeks, maybe not scoring, but I think Lacazette's not scoring will like. The last game he didn't score, but he done a lot in that game, which I liked. And the previous 2 games before that, he done a lot and scored, which is what I want to see from Lacazette. I am not giving Lacazette... the reason why I got onto Lacazette is because Lacazette didn't score for like 18 games or something stupid like that. last season, at the start of the season. He had a disgraceful run in the season, and then scored in the second half of the season. This first start of the season, the same was happening again. And it got to the point where I was like, I can't deal with this. I can't have a striker who's getting one-on-one with goalkeepers and not scoring. And now he's not even getting into them positions. What Lacazette has done more recently, he's been more of a linchpin. He's been more of a creative spark. He's been more energy in there. He's worked, and I think he's also had someone to play off, which in Smith Rowe. So it'll be nice to see what he can do with Odegaard. I just worry. I do genuinely worry about Aubameyang and he's and the way he's playing at the moment. Saka, I think, will help him. But yeah, go on, Joe.
I think Smith will be fantastic for him as well. He's going to learn a lot from Odegaard.
That's what I was saying. What were you saying, Jerome?
I'll tell you what I'd like to see. I don't think he'll do it, but in certain games, maybe against defences that are harder to break down, what I'd like to see is perhaps maybe Saka on the right, Odegaard in the middle, and possibly you can, if you've got Tierney bombing up the left flank, you can probably put Smith Rowe out there, and he's not going to stay on the touchline. Smith Rowe, he'll come inside a lot. Like Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Saka all playing together with two centre midfielders behind them. Yeah. I think that's not a bad shout.
Do you know? Like every time, I mean, that what Jerome says sounds so exciting, but I mean, there's one player that just keeps coming to my head. You know, if he was in that central position, that he's never going to be there, sitting there waiting to just go, there you go, and that's Balogun.
Yeah.
If you had Saka, Odegaard, then Balogun, and then you've got Odegaard playing these ball throughs to Balogun. Yeah. Look at Greenwood today. I mean, there ain't a lot of difference in age between Balogun and these two guys, and they're smashing it.
Yeah.
I love how we haven't mentioned Martinelli.
But the difference...
That's amazing.
But the difference here, the difference is,
Simon, actually, you spot on, right?
But the difference is, I think, with Balogun and what Mason Greenwood doesn't have at Man United is Eddie Nketiah has come in and he's been given an opportunity. And to be fair to him, the reason why we're probably all not feeling Eddie Nketiah is because he's not got something special. He's not got something that's, his pace ain't, his hold-up play ain't, it's all a bit down the middle. But he has seemed to come on and score a goal when it's needed here and there. So it's been very hard for Balogun to get an opportunity in the team. It's very easy to say, just drop Eddie. But when Eddie came on at the start of the season, when Lacazette wasn't scoring and scored in them games, then you're completely cutting out a player, and there's a lot more for the manager to do than just go, okay, Eddie, you're gone. Because Eddie's just going to have to sit around.
We was just talking about Jerome just said our Odegaard's them levels above Smith Rowe, or a couple of levels, or a level above him.
Yeah.
I think Balogun's a level above Eddie.
Yeah, but it will have to be seen. Look, I think Balogun as an all-round player is a better player than Eddie, but it's timing for me. Okay, put it this way: Balogun's talking about he needs to see game time before the end of the season. Do you play him in the Premier League before the end of the season?
And then you're going to risk him in the Europa League as well. Just saying.
Yeah, you can add that as well. Go on, you can add that as well. And add to that, would you have already played him so far this season in the circumstances which have happened already? So, would you have already played him so far this season in the circumstances that have been dealt with us so far this season?
Yes, Europa League group stages.
And what game?
I think I would have
every one of them
him more. I think I would definitely, for me, he would have been involved.
I don't mean start. I mean,
wait, Steve.
Than actually what he has been involved in.
In what way? How?
Whether he was just part of the 16 or 17 in a Premier League game, whether he was because we've had injuries, and whether he would, and then he could have got brought on, and we could have played there in European games and played them.
Yeah, I know.
I know. How many times have we said, "Where's Balogun? Give him a chance."
Yeah,
playing in this one.
All right.
We've seen his quality, we've seen what he can do, haven't we? We know what he can do. We all up in arms at him, weren't seeing.
I knew he'd address me.
Didn't we all go mad, didn't we?
You tried to take my limelight. Yeah. Look, me and you had conversations about when he came on against Dundalk, and we were saying this kid's got something a bit different. Like, because it's all well and good seeing it against the under-23s. Like, if I stuck Eddie in the under-23s, he's scoring a hat-trick. Like, it's not get over the top about under-23s. Like, when you see him playing against the same players that Arsenal senior players that are playing week in, week out are playing, then you saw, okay, this kid's got a bit something different, a bit more about him than Eddie, maybe. Where would you have played? You saying you would have played him in all the Europa League games, Si?
Yeah. I would have played him the first 45 minutes, because let's be honest, the Europa League group stages, they shouldn't have been any worry for us whatsoever, and we went on and won every single.
I'm talking about with the circumstances that we were in.
That's what I mean.
I feel like you're okay. So let's put it this way: Aubameyang, Lacazette wasn't scoring goals at that time. He was down on form. So you're going to play Balogun over Lacazette in the Europa League.
Yeah, I'm playing Balogun at the start for first half in every Europa League game, and in the second half, I'm bringing on Lacazette and Aubameyang for the second half.
Okay,
there's been times, isn't there? There's been times.
You're giving them enough time to do something rather than bringing Balogun on for 10 minutes.
There were times in the season where Lacazette was absolutely P4, weren't he?
So the first,
and he still didn't get a chance to. And we were saying, this geezer's got to go. He's got to go.
Yeah.
He can't even be in the team. He can't play next week. He's not doing nothing. But still, he wasn't getting the game.
No, but so this is what I'm saying, yeah? So the first 3 games, Lacazette scored. Against Fulham, Lacazette was good. I'd say Lacazette was good. The 3 games after that, I don't think Lacazette was great, but he scored. All right?
Yeah, he scored.
He then got dropped, for the Premier League games, but were played in the Europa League games. Purely, I feel, to get his confidence up to see if he could score goals. So you're saying at that point there, you would have dropped him and not played him still in the Premier League, not played him in the Europa League, and started with Balogun?
Yes. Because even though he's scoring in the Premier League, you don't need to play him in the Europa League as well to get his confidence up.
I was saying he's not scoring. He's not playing in the Premier League because he wasn't. He was dropped after the first 3 games.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So after your first 3 games, and then obviously he got dropped for some reason, no idea why. He scored 3 goals in 3 games, and then he gets dropped.
I think, for me...
And that's dipped his confidence.
Yeah, okay. But for me, I felt, that in the second and... Okay, he scored in those 2 games, and I think it was a one game that he didn't score, and then he got dropped, I don't think he played well in those 2 games that he scored in. I just think he scored 2 tap-ins. I don't think the link-up play was good. I don't think he wasn't in the games. And then in the Liverpool game, I think he got 2 1-on-1s and missed them in the following game. And then he got dropped after that game. So this is what I'm saying. Sometimes I feel like it's just about timing. I think Balogun probably was going to get game time. I just don't think there was a point, too many points maybe. There could have been one. But I don't think there's too many occasions where you can honestly say Balogun should have started there. Because I can't say, there is no way, that if I've dropped my main centre forward, which is Lacazette, through that middle, because it's not Aubameyang, because he's tried it there twice and it's just not working as a target man. I can't drop my main forward and then not give him a game time in another competition. I can't.
Talking about the way we're talking, this all boils down to saying that we need a centre forward. Then we needed someone else to play down the middle.
Long time,
When you sort of get to the crux of it, that's what we're thinking. Right, we're talking about Lacazette.
Lacazette's got 1 year left in his contract. We've done this many times.
We've got possibly. I don't know. Possibly, in my eyes, possibly in a few years' time, maybe a Ballon d'Or winner with Real Madrid. He's got to come. He's got our Lacazette to aim at.
Yeah,
That's all I'm thinking. I'm just thinking of the type of player that he will need to get the best out of Odegaard, and the only centre forward I can think that we got in the club who will like Balogun. Can't.
Yeah, I still think we'd need to buy out. But I see what you're saying. Lacazette's got 1 year left in his contract. We're in the same situation we did. It's not been a year. It's nearly been that. I asked this question nearly a year ago. Lacazette had 2 years on his contract when I last asked this. Do you give him a new contract? Lacazette has 1 year now on his contract. Steve, do you give him a new contract?
No.
Jerome, do you give him a new contract?
No, I'm with Steve now.
Simon, do you give him a new contract?
It's awkward with Lacazette because I can see that he's trying more now and he knows he's got 1 year left. But is he trying to get a new is he trying though to get a new contract to be settled? Or is he actually trying to get a new contract because he can see something happening?
Look, the way I see it, is Lacazette now should be on.
I'd still replace. I would still replace, but I can see.
Yeah, for me, Lacazette should be doing the bits that he did in his second season. That was 14 assists, 14 goals. If you're going to be that sort of striker, 30 goal contributions.
Look, in the next 2-3 years, we're aiming for Champions League, don't we? At least. We don't want to say win the title or anything like, because I don't think we will.
Top four. Give me top four.
If we say
we in that Champions League again.
Do that. Now, Lacazette has been at the club for how long?
Be 4 years, wasn't it?
4 years.
Yeah.
Well,
he's at
now,
3 years.
What you've got to ask yourself is, as Lacazette as your main man, are you going to get in the Champions League with him? And then if you think you are, then you keep him and you give him a new contract. We won't get it with him there, then you don't give him a new contract. It's as simple as that. It comes down to that.
Yeah, and my main worry is the fact that 2 seasons on the trot, he hasn't scored hardly any goals from August to December. So
do you think he will? Do you think he'll do that?
No, I don't dislike Lacazette, and I think there's a player in there, but I think it's probably time to move on.
Do you, Si? I know he tries, and you're right when you said he tries. We can see that. We see him as our main centre forward, who's going in the semi-final against Barcelona in the Champions League or something, or pushing for going up the table. Can you imagine him as the main man?
No, I'd rather have Haaland.
Yeah.
You would though, wouldn't you?
So you don't give him a new contract.
I'd rather have Maradona.
But are the clubs going to give him a new contract though, and maybe at the end of this window to preserve his price?
I think there'd be a fair few clubs in for Lacazette. I can't see if Arsenal put Lacazette on the transfer list, I think there'd be a few clubs in for him. So I don't think
I think Atletico Madrid and teams in Italy would be after him.
Yeah. There's a fair few people like Lacazette. They like his work rate. They like his link-up play. I like Lacazette. I just want him to score more goals. That's it. That's all I ask for. I'm not asking for much. If you get one goalkeeper, put it in the net. That's all I ask for.
See what he is? He's a goal poacher. Isn't
Hopefully,
he's a goal poacher.
Odegaard can do that.
But the stats don't say that, though, do they? Stats don't say goal poacher, and it hasn't since he's been at Lyon.
If Odegaard had a Aubameyang on full throttle, right, then you'd be like, wow, God, this is going to be something. But he ain't there. And I can't imagine, that's why I would like that pacey centre forward up front.
Yeah. What? Because, yeah. All right, that is the end of our show. I'd like to thank all our guests from coming on. Obviously, I'll start with the panel. Thank you very much for coming on, Simon.
Cheers. Another headache. Bloody hell. It's not. I was up last night watching McGregor's fight. Never doing that again.
You said the memes going around.
It weren't worth it. It weren't worth it. I just wanted to see if he'd still got it, and he hasn't. Just retire.
He's too
You're
nice.
embarrassing, you said.
Thank you very much for joining us, Steve. Top segment there from Steve. Go on.
Thank you. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And don't...
Steve, is that a new hat? Is that a new hat?
Same hat as last week.
Looking decent, mate. Oh, I didn't notice.
Just before you go, how's everybody doing in their fantasy team? Doing well?
Obviously, this is a loaded question because I ain't looked at it in weeks, but Steve's obviously been putting the hours in.
Well, when you give everybody a month's start, and I'd go and have a look, Kieran.
All right, do you know what? Game on now, innit? Because you seem like a competitive edge. You just wound me up now. Now I'm going to have to go straight on to Premier League and tear it up. All right? So, well done, Steve. You just woke the bear. Jerome, thank you very much for joining us.
Nice one. Cheers, everyone. Thanks.
And of course, thank you very much for joining us, Richie Bennett. Richie Bennett was in the house this week, yeah, and he was like a stand-in for Nathan in the end. He took Nathan's spot and did a top job there. Well done, Richie. You are welcome back anytime, mate. Elliot, Newby, thank you very much for coming on. Another top guest there, and obviously Nathan Ellington. It's like he just pops in and out when he wants now, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? Halfway through the show, he pops in, says hello, says his bit, smiling. See you later, boys. All right, love that. And William Tomlinson was meant to come on. I think it may have been having a little trouble with his connection there, but we'll have to get. Maybe we'll get Richie on. William on next week on deadline day, or even next Sunday. I don't mind. We can get him on. Have a little chat about the game as well. Thank you very much, everyone in the comment section. Make sure you like and subscribe, people. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you go and follow these people. Go and follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, and that's about it. Comment section going mad, nuts. In fact, Omar, thank you very much for joining us. Oliver, thank you very much for joining us. OE4, Goodwin, thank you very much for Goodwin. Goodwin, you got two, brother. You got two. You're so good. They gave him 2 channels. All right, Iceland, Basuma News. Well, at the end of the season, Man United and Arsenal are interested in the player. Bashir, how you doing, Bashir? Glenn, always there. How you doing, Glenn?
All right, Glenn.
Nesso, I think I saw you. Oh, is that a new one? What's up, Nesso? How you doing, Nesso? Adam Wade, thank you very much for joining us, Adam Wade. Big shout out to my friend Adam Wade. Jonathan Cox,
is
thank you very
much. Is Lacquer Boy there, or is he just sneaked in at last minute?
What? Well, Lacquer Boy sneaking in and asking us if any Arsenal news or if we've done the transfer roundup yet. Bloody hell. Melvin Marks, how you doing, Melvin? Thank you very much. Gareth Lewis, laughing at the line of the night. I can mute you all. Mihal, thank you very much for joining us. Peter G, love that. It's the morning. Dean Ashley, how you doing, Dean? Thank you very much for joining us. Seawalks. And All Things Arsenal, back again. All Things Arsenal, thank you very much for joining us. And that's it. Oh, who's this? Odegaard. Obviously, it's heard that Odegaard has landed in England. Yeah. Boom.
Oh, please subscribe.
All
these people subscribe please, now. Come on,
please subscribe. Hey, Ali J. Ahmed. Make sure you subscribe, please, mate. H4S. Boom. And that's it. Thank you very much for everyone who joined us tonight. Thank you very much, everyone. Make sure you put something in the comment section. Speak to us. Ask us questions. If you want us to check out a player, make sure you ask us. If you want us to check out a player now, if you want Jerome to do a player for a profile on a player, ask us. Hit us in the comment section. Hit your like and subscribe. Press the bell button and all.
Please don't spam my inbox. You don't have to spam my inbox.
No. If you want to speak to anyone, go and hit up the Instagram page. Add us on the Instagram page. My messages are always open there. That's my secret hiding place because you ain't going to get to my DMs on the Twitter page. Not a chance. Must be joking. Yeah, I spoke about this earlier. Arsenal are very interested in the player. There's a whole host of clubs after him, though. But I know that Arsenal are interested in him. But like I said, he's just had a bad injury, like a really bad shoulder injury. So he could be out for a little while. So that's probably going to put any sort of transfer movements on hold until the summer. Because from what I hear, it's quite a bad shoulder injury.
Yeah, because I remember one that got shoulder injury last time, and they were out for ages.
Tierney.
There was a player though that did it in Premier League, like 9 months out.
Tierney. The thing is, you're running with your arms. You do everything your arms. If you fall over and land on it, like I know someone who dislocated their shoulder, and every time they land on it, their shoulder was dislocated.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it over
Salah.
the marshes, and the ice cold pitch was so
Salah.
cold.
Yeah, bad. It's bad.
Champions League final.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much for everyone for joining us. Thank you very much for the guest. Peace out. Stay